make it up 5 ball on Howard. I got to do an L check. Full patrol 7519 North Plano.
Roll over. Boston Charlie, shot fired by the police. Visual that.
All right, it's not Tuesday night, but we're live with Bodycam Breakdown. Hello, everybody. Matt, welcome to the show, my man.
Thank you, Sancho, for having me. I appreciate it.
I got a little technical snafu right now, Morgie. Bear with me. I'm going to add you. My mouse is currently acting up, so I'm beating it like it owes me money. So bear with me, everybody. So, Matt, you have appeared on several live feeds. I saw you the other day on Massel Report yesterday. You are law enforcement, correct?
Yes, sir. That's correct.
Awesome. Are you able to tell how many years you've been doing this, if that's okay?
Well, I've only been doing it for a couple months, but I went to college beforehand, and I got my police academy training in college as well, too. So,
why the fuck is this happening now? Give me a second. Literally, my mouse is like acting like it's having a fucking coma right now. So let me turn it off for a few seconds. We're gonna go. I'm gonna free ball. Morgie and everybody backstage hang out. So let's just do an improv interview so my mouse pad can work. So you've been doing this. So what kind of motivated you to get into law enforcement?
Well, originally I wanted to serve in the military. So when the college that I went to, I did ROTC there, but I've got a screwed up back, so the military won't take me. But I'll still be able to go into law enforcement, and I've always wanted to do some sort of public service, whether it was military, firefighter, paramedic, something along those lines. So I've just had a desire to help people from a very young age, and I really thought those professions were noble professions to be a part of.
What was your first impression when you saw a First Amendment auditor?
So the First Amendment auditor I ever saw was Glenn Serio, and I think you would agree is a good one to see. I'd been familiar with sovereign citizens before from my training, and as well as just seeing them on the internet and stuff, but I got recommended to watch one of Glenn Serio's videos, and I was just appalled by his behavior and what he said and everything and what he was doing. And I was like, is there anybody that's fighting back against these people? Because I started seeing other people doing the same thing. And that's how I found, more specifically, Massel Report and Schrodinger's Cat, a couple other people, too, that are trying to, and you, El Sancho, eventually found you, too, that kind of try to shine a light on these guys. So,
is it hang in there, Morgie? I'm just trying to replace the batteries and do everything I can to get this mouse fucking working. Is it fair to say that there's a difference between auditors and frauditors?
Yes, I would say there's definitely a difference.
What would be the difference in your opinion?
Well, the frauditors, so a First Amendment auditor in general, if we're just going to look at that, is just somebody that goes into a public place and attempts to exercise their First Amendment right, whether it be to video record or to, say whatever they're going to say, and see how that public place or establishment, wherever they are, handles that. A frauditor is somebody who does that, but they have a secondary motive. Usually they're trying to get some money from people and get clicks and views, every kind, and a lot of times that results in them doing all sorts of just heinous behavior in order to get those clicks and views. So,
well, the agitation aspect, I have an issue with it.
Oh, yeah.
I think once you agitate, why isn't this fucking not working? I put brand new batteries in. I think the issue with the agitation part is when you make it about yourself and not about the laws and not about the Constitution and not about the effectiveness and the advocacy work. Whenever you become an advocate and you make it about yourself, your message is lost. Whenever you grab that megaphone and instead of making it about what you're advocating for, and instead you make it about yourself, you're no longer an advocate. You're a narcissist.
I agree.
And that's the thing. So everybody bear with me. I am breaking apart this mouse and trying to find another mouse. I know I have another mouse. Is it kind of funny that I did an expose on mouse and now my mouse doesn't fucking work? I find that very ironic right now. Jesus, man. It's a fucking wireless mouse, and I think the thing is just... Right when I started it and added you up and hit go live, it fucked with me. Who do you like that does audits?
I think the only person that I've heard of that I can say actually does an okay job is Desert Sentinel, but I've seen way too many people like Josh Abrams and Indy and all these other people that they just and furry potato out to just provoke people.
All right, I'm going to try to add myself in so I can add Morgie. So bear with me here. This may turn out horribly wrong. All right. Yes. Morgie. Morgie!
Hello, everybody.
All right, I did it for my
Hello,
cell
Morgie.
phone.
Good
All
idea.
right. So I figured that out temporarily. I can add people from my phone, and that's what I just did. So, all right. Okay. Now I got people coming up. This is good. I can add you from my phone. Just everybody be patient, and I'm gonna once I can share my screen, we're good to go with the first body cam. Just be patient, people. NJ Diver, how are you?
Hello, everybody in chat. Hi, Taco, Josh.
Yeah, it's going to be short for me. I got to get up early tomorrow.
Make it sweet. Go ahead. Make it short and sweet, NJ.
Diver, how are you?
Dealing with technical difficulties right now. Morgie, what have you heard about the definition of auditor and frauditor, and what's your opinion on that?
I think they're interchangeable, to be perfectly honest. I think it's a very thin line. Basically all it means is some are worse than others.
Right. Well, that's like police, though. I mean, there are some police officers that are a lot worse than others. And I think the issue we can make is that wide brush issue where we're painting everybody with a wide brush, and we're essentially, I mean, listen, I've gotten hate from people who call me a sympathizer for auditors. But in my opinion, if you're doing nothing wrong, who am I to tell you can't do it?
Yeah, but I think the crossover line becomes blurred in some ways. And I mean, I haven't met an auditor yet who actually calls himself an auditor. They're usually cop watchers, and that's where I get that's the difference I see between auditors and the people who are doing the right, and frauditors. The people who are doing the right thing are doing it for the right reason. Proper cop watchers, not frauditors, because you can get cop watchers that are frauditors as well, who would just go out and do that as well. But I'm finding now that you put the auditors, and you'll find that those that call themselves cop watchers usually go and annoy the shit out of somebody in a federal building as well. So to me,
my mouse is fine. So I'm so happy now. So let me give you my definition, Morgie, of a First Amendment auditor, and let me know what you think. Okay. What is a First Amendment auditor? Someone who attempts to exercise their First Amendment right to photograph and record in public while avoiding committing any crime. Do you agree with that?
No, I don't, because a lot of them are saying that that you're saying that there's a First Amendment to photograph and record in public while avoiding committing a crime. Yet others also say that they're exercising, like Eric Brown, are exercising their freedom of speech. So you've got to be specific on what you mean by First Amendment auditing.
The differences between first auditor and a frauditor is the definition of fraud: wrongful or criminal deception intended to result in financial or personal gain, a person or thing intended to deceive others, typically by unjustifiably claiming or being credited with accomplishments or qualities.
Well, you asked what the different, but you put up the auditor for the 1A, but
Right.
there's different things in the 1A. So, you've got to kind of be a bit more specific about what you
Well,
what you mean. You know what I mean?
Well, for the 1A aspect, anyone who's not breaking the law and exercising their First Amendment right from a public place.
All right. So anybody from the 1A aspect, okay.
That
Not
doesn't
just the photography.
agitate. That doesn't
No,
agitate.
no, but you just put in you just said 1A as in photography, not the whole aspect of 1A. Sorry, I'm just playing devil's advocate
No,
because I can.
that's why you're here. No, I agree with that.
Yeah, you just have to be more specific about what you mean. So what does it encompass? Do you mean encompassing the whole of the 1A or just parts of the 1A?
Well, every 1A community, they use their camera, so that's where the photography aspect is. It's a wide brush with that.
While claiming other things at the same time. Yeah, okay.
Well, that's the deception part. If you're deceiving and lying and scamming, I think you're falling into the frauditor category now.
Which basically says everybody, which basically attacks most of them, doesn't it?
No, I would not say most of them lie. Absolutely not. I would not say most of them go out of their way to deceive intended to result in financial or personal gain.
Well, if you're also going out and giving misinformation, as far as
it's a case by case basis on which.
Yeah, I know, but I mean,
auditor and what did it say?
If you're deliberately going out there and giving misinformation, that is also a sort of fraud.
Right.
Because
there are auditors out there who don't give misinformation. There are auditors out there who don't do anything bad, who don't become part of the story. They cover the story.
Very few, and those are the ones we don't know about.
Right. Well, I can tell you a couple of them that don't deceive, that do good work. But have I seen every single audit they've done, and can I pick apart every sentence? No. But what I've seen from Disorderly Product News, I like. What I've seen from Amagansett Press, I like. Those are two auditors right off the bat that I can say.
Amagansett Press is a frauditor.
Do you think he's a frauditor?
The post office thing in Silver Springs is a perfect example of that, and he's done that kind of shit before.
Well, NJ has a big debate on Poster 7 tomorrow night with Rogue Nation.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm just saying that he's saying that he sued. He did that purposely. He sued for civil rights, and he won a settlement, and yet there's no proof of any of that ever happening.
Okay, can I jump in here?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Hi, Don. What you put up as an auditor, if you put that up and reread that, that's nothing more than a videographer.
Yeah.
Which is what an auditor should be, someone who documents and not agitates.
But no, if you think about it, an auditor, they should be going into a place. That's a videographer. An auditor should be doing an audit.
Well,
it doesn't have to be a financial audit, but they should be going into a place, doing their pictures, but then they should be getting something. If they're doing more than saying, okay, I want to request, say, all the taser deployments for the last month, and then getting their request for it, being, of course, polite and cordial, not screaming like they lost their mind. They should be auditing something. They should be getting something for it, not financial, because a lot of people think audit has to be financial. That's an audit. In my book, this is my opinion. They should be getting something.
I always look for what are they like? What are you accomplishing? What's your mission here? What are you accomplishing? And if you're accomplishing re-educating a police force or re-educating the public on their laws, like muscles, if you don't use them, they go away. That's your rights. I'm okay with that. I'm not okay with the agitation aspect where they make themselves part of the story and the center of the story, and their ego is more important than your rights.
Right.
People have this misconception, though, Sancho, that police officers are customer service reps. They're not customer service reps.
That's right.
They have to be professional. That's it. They don't have to greet you with a smile. They don't have to coddle you. They have to answer your questions, and they can answer them in a stern, professional way. They're not customer service.
Well, the big debate about IDing, it's they can ask you for your ID, doesn't mean you have to give it. And that's one of the big debates that we always have is, well, why are you asking me if I don't have to give it? That's where there's always a fight, you know?
Well, it depends on it depends on, first of all, the state, what's going on. Some states are stop and ID states, and generally what's happening. But like, for example, on a traffic stop, the driver's required to ID, the passenger is not. Now, you can ask all day, but,
You're wrong about the passenger.
NJ, are you on the right panel?
Yeah, I'm just saying he's wrong about the passenger.
I'd say in my state, passengers, that is not required. They're not required to give their ID on a traffic stop unless they're suspected of being involved in a crime or something.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Okay, like Cindy, have you ever watched Bodycam Breakdown?
No.
It's graphic. I got to warn you now. There's a TVMA warning. I'm not saying you can't handle it. I just don't want anybody to be offended.
I can handle it. I can handle it.
So that message is for everybody listening, not just Cindy, not just Morgie, not just NJ, not just Harry, not just Matt. But this first one starts in Louisiana. This happened about a month ago. We always go over excessive force and why and all that good stuff. So we're going to go over this body cam footage now. It's only 3 minutes long. Feel free to pause if you guys want. If not, we'll break it down at the end of it. All right, well, that's the first problem. We got Randy Orton here punting a man with his hands behind his back on the ground.
Can you back it up?
Yeah. Wow. So we know he's down. We know his hands are up. The officer's standing over him, pointing a gun at him, pointing a taser at him. And then right when the camera comes onto the left, you're going to see Pat McAfee do a NFL-style punt. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Concussion City. Literally, the interesting part is when the officer, this officer was full of juice and vinegar, obviously. The suspect was already down, detained, hands behind his back. He surrendered. And this juiced up motherfucker wanted to inflict pain. And you could see the officer who the body cam's attached to say no, but it was too late. He did it anyways.
So here's my question for you. Okay. It looks like the guy's actually already run from being detained because he's got his hands already handcuffed behind his back when he hits the dirt.
No, he has his hands behind his back before he's handcuffed.
Yeah, he's just laying there with his hands back.
He's submitting. He's surrendering.
Right, he's ready.
Are we sure?
All he needs is handcuffs.
Because I don't see him move at any stage. He's on the ground with his hands behind his back. I'm
Yeah, I
wondering whether
thought he
or not
already
he
had handcuffs
Yeah,
on.
can you
Yeah,
back
I
that up
thought-
a little
yeah.
bit?
I'm trying to go through the report, but okay. I'll back it up. All right. So,
Sorry, I'm just going.
no,
from what
no,
I've
no.
seen.
This
I
is why
can't.
we
I
break
can't.
this down. This is why we do this. So the chase is going on.
Okay, so you can't tell
I
anything
see
from
what
that.
she's talking
He's
about.
down.
Right
No,
there.
he's got his. Yeah.
There's no handcuffs on him. He did it himself.
You can't tell from that. There is
Looks
no
like- it
way
looks
you
like
can
the-
tell from that.
Yeah, you got to
Guys,
back it up a few frames.
He's running and then he lays down and puts his hands behind his
You
back.
can't see anything.
I mean, he doesn't just try to kick so far, but I mean, it looks like he has zip ties on.
Be
got
prepared to
something on.
stop it right as he comes up to him.
Yeah, you can't. Look how far his wrist is over. Handcuffs don't go that way.
He went down. Boom.
Stop.
He went down. He went down.
No,
He's
he's
not
got zip ties
handcuffed.
on. No, he's got zip ties on. Look,
He
look
doesn't
to
have
the
zip
right.
ties on.
Look to the right. You
Did
can
he
see
zip tie himself?
Not,
You can see the lead. You can see
That's
the
the
lead.
sidewalk. It's a crack in the
It's not.
sidewalk.
No,
No, it's not.
No, it's
look
not.
at
It's
that.
a zip tie. It's a zip tied lead. He was already cuffed.
Who zip tied him? Houdini?
I don't know.
Where's-
That's what I'm saying. What
No,
happened
no.
beforehand?
What I'm saying is, look at the left hand. It's too far up. Even
Look at
zip
the right-
ties
look at
won't
the
go
right-
that far up.
Look at the right hand, and you'll
Look at the
see
right
that there's,
hand.
there looks like
If you
there
can
look,
back it up a couple of frames, back it up that way.
Right there?
All right,
Okay.
without
So his
starting it,
hands are behind-
move it frame by frame.
Right there. They're making first contact with him after running. They're pointing a taser. Is that a taser or a gun?
Taser.
How are they going to... They're making first contact. This is first contact.
How
Exactly.
do
I
you know,
agree with myself.
Sancho, how do you know that? He's obviously
How do you know
responding to
that?
something.
Yeah.
The cop was driving like a madman, so that's a zip. Looks like a zip tie to me.
They're saying they're going to handcuff him. How are they going to handcuff him if someone's already zip tied?
and he's on an angle too.
I could be. Is he handcuffed?
He's not handcuffed.
I'm just asking. I could be in the chat. Is he handcuffed?
No, we're right. They're wrong. He's not handcuffed.
To me,
Oh,
I
I'm
mean,
not saying the cop's wrong for. Hang on, I'm not talking about the kick in the head. I'm talking about what has happened beforehand. Okay, the kick in the head, no, shouldn't have happened. But I'm just wondering
Okay,
what
I
has led
could
up to
be.
it.
I could be as an ex-cop and in the chat, and he says no, he's
No.
not.
Thank you. Let's replay it from start to finish. It's only 3 minutes long, and then we'll comment and break it down.
there's a line in the sidewalk.
It's on the sidewalk. Sorry.
Thank you.
Using the knee again. The body cam you need to get is the one that kicked.
We have 2 cops on the panel, by the way. Look at this.
Can you turn the volume up?
This allows it goes.
Okay.
After surveying the damage left behind by fast and furious storms and violent temperatures, the National Weather Service expects to release an official cause sometime tomorrow. That's when something from the office here and talk to itself a little bit more about how the insurance situation will determine what happened here.
Well, Stephanie, we're going to look at that. How and see exactly how it's all spread out and laid out as a result of the storm, whether it's a circular pattern, whether it's a straight line pattern.
All right. Let's break it down.
What was the initial call? I'm just curious.
Let's talk about that initial call, shall we? So, this happened. I hear TV in the background, just heads up. So, the initial call came in this is April 21st. Officers confronted Williams in response to an alarm call on April 21st. Police said he displayed a fake gun. The arrest report said a crack pipe fell out of Williams' pocket while he was being searched for other weapons. Williams said he was afraid and ran from the police while being searched. So he did not have anything on. He was being searched. Williams said he ran from police but stopped when he realized he couldn't outrun them. Later on in the vehicle, another officer kicks Williams in the face. From then on, the video shows the officer with the body cam on walks away while Williams is left screaming in the background. In the complaint, he said as many as 8 officers used force against him during an arrest while handcuffed. One officer. So, there you go.
I don't see the kick justified by any means. I mean,
No.
So,
if we want to be jumped on him, if they didn't do a full pat down, they found depends when they found the fake gun. If you have one gun, you assume they have 2 guns. They have 2 guns, you assume they have 3 guns until you do a full pat down on somebody.
You want an update on what's going on?
Should be. I'm assuming he was charged or at least fired.
He got arrested. Louisiana police officer arrested on brutality charge. Northeast Louisiana police officer has been arrested. Wait a minute. Does that say a Northeast Louisiana police officer has been arrested? Is that a typo?
No.
No.
But they say police do not arrest their own. Wait a minute. So that wasn't a typo? Because I'm really confused right now. So do they arrest their own or do they not arrest their own? That's the question that I have, because it looks like to me that Monroe police officer Jared Desayar was arrested Saturday and booked in the jail of Quaquita Parish on charges of manifest in office and second-degree battery.
They do it, but they don't always advertise it.
Punching and kicking him. That's the other thing. The only body cam we had was when he walked away. There was some screaming going on. Then they slammed him against the car as well. I don't know if you guys caught that impact. There's a city investigators going on about the other unnamed officers. Williams was stopped while police officers were looking for the source of an alarm. According to the arrest report, Williams produced a fake black handgun from underneath his shirt. In search, officers located a crack pipe in his pocket. The report states, and Williams ran. He was later transported to the hospital for lacerations he suffered while trying to evade capture. The police department says body cam footage will be released soon from the incident. I'm really excited to see arrest warrants issued, but at this point, the public needs to see what really happened. Stateless Senator Katrina Jackson stated at a protest. So there was a protest for this and everything. He wants to make sure the officers placed on leave aren't reinstated or allowed to evade responsibility.
So this is real recent.
This is April.
Okay.
This is April. Like, we try our best to stay a little current with everything going on. But this happened in April. So, ladies first, we'll go with Cindy, and then we'll go with Morgie, and then we'll go with Harry, NJ, and Matt. Break that down. What do you guys think about that, Cindy?
Well, he said 8 officers. Was there more
Well,
coming?
he's claiming when the body cam footage that we saw, when he stepped away, he was getting punched and kicked after that as well. He's alleging they did a lot more than that one kick.
Was he admitted to a hospital? Is there a medical?
He went for lacerations on his face, they stated.
Yeah, well, that's unless he's got more bruises and lacerations and stuff like that, it's not going to fly.
Right.
Of course, the cop needs punished for the kick. Obviously, handcuffed or not handcuffed, that's just unnecessary regardless.
I agree with that.
But I would like to see a body cam of 8 officers.
Right. We only saw the only one we have available right now is the one.
Right. That's all we have available. But I'm just saying, if that's his accusation, I would like to see all these cops if that's his accusation. But this guy that kicked him, there's no justification for that. You can't justify that no matter what.
Anyone else want to comment on that?
No, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, I think. I mean, cop was totally in the wrong. He was charged. Cops are charged every day with crimes. I mean, I don't know how many 100,000 of police officers throughout the United States, but there's at least, I would almost bet there's at least one officer a day arrested someplace.
There's something near 800,000.
Yeah, so I mean, the argument that police officers are never arrested it's a crock of shit.
So you guys want to talk about police officers making mistakes? This is a pretty funny one. It's a short one. Let's break it down.
Why are you past what? Dude.
Can you go down on your knees, please?
No.
Let's talk about this. Let's figure this out.
I'm going to run. I'm sorry.
No. Talk about this.
Here's my things. Here.
Go to your knees.
Now, do the 2 officers understand what just happened?
Yep.
Oh, I've seen this one, yeah.
NJ, what just happened?
We have a huge crossfire situation that they're not paying attention to. The gunshot
Yeah,
I heard
big
was
time.
The gunshot I heard was less lethal. Guy on the right with the stripe on his leg.
So an officer. So the body cam you're looking at now shot a taser into that officer's kneecap.
Mm-hmm.
That officer responded by shooting.
No, they've got their guns drawn, and the taser has contracted the muscle and
Nevada.
All right, the 2 major mistakes they make is, number one, they surrounded him, put each other in crossfire. The second mistake was the officer with the lethal firearm had his finger on the trigger.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if he was if he was tased, it'll be a sympathetic reflex no matter what, though.
Yep. If a taser causes
did the guy who got tased fire also?
Yeah, the guy got tased, so he shot.
So,
but did I said that wrong. Did his bullet land on did his bullet make connection?
I think it did. Let's rewind.
Yeah, in the shoulder of the victim.
My things. Here.
Watch this. The victim got shot because of the taser. You hear that? So the taser was early discharged into the officer's knee. That officer's reflex shot the suspect. What the fuck?
So a taser causes something called neuromuscular incapacitation. basically the electricity, what it does is it contracts. If the probe spread is wide enough, it creates a circuit within the body, causes the muscles contract, and so that's why. And like NJ said, the guy shouldn't have had his finger on the trigger. Neither should have the officer that had the less lethal option. Okay, because it only takes a very quick second to move your finger from the side of the housing to the trigger if you need to pull it. So all that is preventable easily.
It's actually
then-
bad training on the officer's part.
Mm-hmm.
They shot the guy.
He didn't get far.
It's not the point. They fucking shot the guy.
Yeah, it wasn't intentional though.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all.
I don't care.
It doesn't matter. It's not intentional.
They shot the fucking
It's bad.
guy.
It's bad training. It's bad training on all their parts.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
you're
Please bring me a get well card that said this
No.
was bad training. I'm sorry.
So
No,
I mean,
look at it. You got the two sheriffs on the right, and you got the three cops on closest to us, and then you've got the three cops on the right.
I went
Yeah,
NJ. You don't
we were
surround a
knowing-
motherfucker because you could shoot each other. Crossfire. That's 101.
yep.
If they didn't learn
No one's-
that, damn it, sue the police station for fucking hiring idiots and not teaching them right.
No one's
I
justifying-
understand that, and I understand it's bad training, but regardless of that, they shot him.
Yeah, but that's if you've got bad training, unfortunately, those things are going to happen. Then that's a perfect example of bad training.
Reckless.
That's just what I'm saying. Whether it's right, no, it shouldn't have happened.
Who are you blaming? Are you blaming the first cop who shot the taser, or the
Yeah,
taser
that's what
cop who shot the suspect?
Yeah, Cindy, who are you blaming? Are you saying the guy who got tased should go to jail, or is the first guy?
No one's going to go to jail first off.
No, I wonder
No one should go to jail.
What Cindy is saying, he shot him. Okay, no jail. You. What are you saying about the guy who shot him? I thought it was because he got electrocuted and because he was stupid pointing the gun at him. I don't think.
He's
I
not super
don't know.
pointing the
What are
gun
you
at him,
saying?
but I mean, and no one's justifying him getting shot. The guys will get paid severely, which is he deserves. Unfortunately, for people who've never pulled a gun on somebody, when it happens, unfortunately, you have tunnel vision, and you're focusing on the person in front of you. And Morgan's right; it is bad training. This cop was not paying attention to his surroundings, and you had 5 officers in a circle around one person.
And then another idiot shoots him in the leg with a taser.
Yeah. Well, that's why he
Yep.
got shot. The guy shot the guy with the taser in the leg. Shot the guy from a sympathetic reflex.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The other thing is the finger could have been off the trigger. It could have been, but it could have been on the guard.
More
And when
shit
when
training, yeah.
when the taser went off and the muscle contracted, it might have just slipped into it. You don't know.
Right.
You don't.
But
You
at
know.
least you
And
stand a
that's-
shot
Hey,
though.
hey,
With
Joe,
your
hold on a
finger
second,
off
buddy.
the
Can you
trigger,
highlight
stand a
Liberty Bird's
chance.
comment?
Liberty
About
Bird.
Yeah, about the comment about why more than one officer has their weapons drawn.
Well, it's only one officer. One officer's got a taser. The other one looks like it's got a firearm.
Well, there's one with a long rifle on the far side. There's one with less lethal on the far right. He has looks like a rubber gun. The guy, obviously, you have 2 officers with their weapons drawn, and 2 less lethal and a long weapon. The best shooters in a shooting situation, no matter how good of a shooter you think you are, in a lethal situation, there's, I hate saying scores, but their shooting abilities drop by over 50%. So you're not going to have this one off.
I didn't know that.
I'm sorry?
I didn't know that. I never heard that.
Yeah, it's a.
Bro, you're on with 2 cops tonight, so you're gonna learn something.
So I mean, you never
Oh,
have.
my dick just got hard, baby.
That's way too much.
I know how to get them hard.
So you're never gonna have one officer draw his weapon.
Mhm.
And I mean, everyone always complains that officers shoot to kill. No, officers shoot to stop the threat. They're
Exactly.
taught to shoot center mass. The reason they're taught to shoot center mass is that's the largest portion of the body. In a
Mhm.
stressful situation, you're never going to hit a leg, you're never going to hit an arm. You're not going to wing somebody. This ain't the old west.
Yep. Even if you shoot somebody in the leg, there's a good chance he'll die because you've got a lot
Wait.
of arteries running through the leg.
All right, but didn't you just say people think an officer is taught to shoot to kill? He's not. He's taught to stop a threat.
That's what I said.
Yep.
How was he taught to stop that threat?
It's a semantics game. I'll admit that.
It is not. I'm not saying it's a semantic game. I'm saying he's taught to murder a motherfucker. I'm not talking
No,
semantics.
he's not.
No.
They're not taught to. They're not
How
taught
was
to
he
murder
taught
anybody.
to stop that threat?
Shoot, center, miss.
He hit him in the
Kill him,
shoulder.
yeah. Kill him, yeah.
He hit him in the shoulder.
No,
Call it what it is.
he didn't. He didn't kill him.
No, I didn't say no one got killed.
he's
He's
talking about
taught to shoot
generalities.
that nigga in the chest where his heart is. Yes.
Center
No,
mass.
he
to
can
be
shoot
honest.
him in the
No.
stomach.
Obvious.
Center
Nobody
center
wants
mass.
to call
Where else are
it
you
murder.
gonna shoot?
I'm not saying what else. Answer my question before you ask me one. Isn't that
Hey,
he's taught to
Joe.
kill?
No.
Hey, Joe. Your
No
heart's not in
one's
the
gonna say.
body.
One at a time.
Your heart is not in the center of your body.
Oh, thank you for a fucking physics lesson. Will you answer my question?
No, it's an anatomy lesson.
Oh, thank you. I know where the heart is.
Someone answer him, please.
Center mass is not the heart.
By the way,
If they shot him in the stomach, that's still part of center mass.
I think shooting him
That's-
is a problem. I
If
don't
they
think
shot him in the stomach, he's going to bend over from the pain and they've stopped him and then they can take over the situation. So if they shoot him in the stomach, then that's not his heart. Everyone just automatically thinks they aim directly for his heart. They shoot center mass, which is basically from the top of your chest to your belly button, from the from lower chin area to your belly button. They got a whole lot of area right there.
But again,
Sorry.
a
Go ahead.
firearm is only drawn in a situation where there is a potential likelihood of lethal force to occur to somebody else or to that officer that has drawn the firearm.
And we can also assume from there, if you shoot a nigga in the chest, he's probably gonna die. Yeah.
No,
And
but
guys,
there have
he
been plenty of
wasn't-
people shot in the chest that haven't died.
Matt, he wasn't focused. That was a mistake. That
I'm sorry.
No, I
I'm
agree.
sorry.
No, I agree.
I didn't
I
ask
agree.
do people survive
What was
chest
the
wounds?
original call?
I'm not asking do people survive chest wounds. I know they do. But if I shoot someone in the chest, yeah, that's attempted murder. Yeah.
No.
No one can say this. What the hell is going on?
It depends on the situation, Joe.
It
Why did
depends
you
if
shoot-
you're a cop. You want to call
No.
it something different.
No, why did you shoot him? Did he pull a gun
All right.
on you? Did he pull it
So
on
this
you?
was hold on, guys. A Reno cop accidentally shot with a stun gun, accidentally discharged his firearm, hitting a suspect in the shoulder. Officials said, according to Deputy Chief Tom Robinson, the Wolfstone County Sheriff's Police officers asked Reno Police for help on July 26th of this year, July 26th, so a month ago, to assist in a traffic stop. When police arrived, they found deputies pointing stun guns at a 43-year-old Reno resident who wasn't complying with commands. The WSCPO fired his taser at the suspect, missed him, and hit a Reno police officer in the knee. So it was an intentional shot that missed, hit an officer in the knee. The officer then fired his weapon, striking the suspect in the shoulder. Officers with deputies provided first aid until the medics arrived. The suspect was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The officer was also brought to the hospital for the taser probe being off the knee, and the suspect was cited for reckless driving and obstructing an officer.
Real quick, also, Sancho, to the old ugly lady. I can't speak for Matt. I know I've talked about it several times. I'll go ahead and speak for him a little bit here. Neither one of us think we know everything. We know what we've been through. We know what we see. We know what we've been trained in. Don't like it, that's fine. We know what we do. Going back to Joe's question about if he shoots somebody in the chest, depends why, buddy. Like I said, if you walk up to shoot someone for no reason, yeah, you're gonna go to jail. If this guy was,
Okay. I'm saying kill. I don't want to stray from my original question.
That's
You're
fine.
willing to answer
Let's say
that
you
one,
shoot somebody
answer this one.
that's fine.
If you shoot someone in the chest, it's to kill them.
My verbiage is stop the threat. That's what I've been trained in.
I'm asking you if I went to shoot someone and shoots in the chest, it's to kill them. Yes?
I don't
Me.
know. Is that what their intention was? And what was it? Why are you shooting him?
That changes if I'm trying to kill him or not. Why?
Absolutely.
I'm trying to shoot him center mass in the chest. What am I trying to accomplish?
My question is, why are you shooting him first? That is the question.
I'm shooting him. Oh God, I don't see how this freaking matters.
So
I,
hold on. Stop right there, Joe. So you're just shooting someone in the chest for shits and giggles, and
oh
that
no,
doesn't
I
matter.
wouldn't characterize it like that. That's insane as well. I'll give you something. Say he just murdered my wife or something.
Then you would be justified stopping that threat.
I didn't ask if it was justified.
I
Well,
don't
it has
understand
to
your
be
question.
justified.
You
Otherwise,
can't
you
act
wouldn't.
like y'all can understand me. I refuse to believe no one
No,
understands
I
what
honestly,
I'm saying.
Joe, I don't understand your question. If you just witnessed this
Mike,
guy shoot somebody and kill somebody, you are
that
justified
stuff
using.
is irrelevant. That's why you're hanging on that
No,
because you
it's
want to
not,
stay
Joe.
in the irrelevant.
No,
What
it's
I'm
How
not.
can it
asking
be
you
relevant?
is,
If you
hey, if you were gonna kill someone, y'all can run these off. What's the best places to shoot them? Head, yeah. Then where?
I unfortunately, Joe, you cut out through most of that.
All right, let's try
What
it
I'm trying to
again.
tell you, buddy.
Let me ask this
No, you.
question, please. I'm sorry, please. If you're trying to kill someone, what are the best places to shoot him? In the head, yes. Then where?
We're not trying to kill anybody. That's the whole problem.
I
But if
didn't
you're
say
going
you
to,
were. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
yeah, well,
Stop it.
you're playing semantics. So
I
this,
am not. I asked a straightforward
you
question
are
that no
playing.
Joe,
one's willing
Hey,
to
can I
Joe,
answer.
can,
Joe,
can I can I say something?
One at a time. Go ahead.
All right. So anytime an officer pulls his duty weapon out of his holster, it is because there is a perceived threat of either serious bodily harm or death against him or against somebody else. So you're not just going to shoot somebody for a citation because you're writing them a fucking ticket or whatever. Okay, you're going to shoot somebody
Certainly
because you
wasn't my
believe
point.
that person poses a threat of serious bodily harm or death to yourself or to somebody else.
I was not arguing that point at all.
Okay, but I'm just trying to establish some things here
I
because
am too, but no
that
one's willing to work with me or answer that specific question. Let me
Joe.
ask you who's ever, hold on. Let me ask you who's ever talking. The best places to kill someone, because I can't see a damn thing. I've been smoking. I'm
Okay,
looking
Joe,
over.
listen to me a
Hold on,
minute.
please, Cindy. Wait. The best place to kill someone.
As
If
if
I
I
just
shoot him
go
right
through,
in the
hold
chest.
on. The best place to shoot someone if you're gonna kill them. After the head, where would you suggest I shoot someone if I want to kill them?
I want to shoot him right between his boobs. It's right where I want to shoot him.
I was asking. I can't read shit. I can't see because I'm
Matt.
fucking
Matt, go
high.
ahead.
Matt.
Try that,
All
Matt.
right. All right.
I mean, again,
Uh,
if you're going to
Okay, but
shoot,
Joe, listen to me a
Cindy,
no,
minute.
I didn't
Cindy,
ask you, Cindy. I'm
Cindy,
sorry. I
back
don't
up.
mean to yell. I didn't
No,
ask you to
I'll go
please
first,
let
then
Matt
you, Cindy,
answer.
okay?
I'm dying to get an answer to this question. Please let Matt
I'm
answer.
going to answer your
I
question. I
didn't ask
promise.
you.
Cindy, you can't just let Matt answer, then you, okay? Please?
so
Thank you.
so Joe, I'll answer your question, but let me add on though. Okay, is that okay if I elaborate after answering?
Of course.
Okay, so if you are saying after shooting somebody in the head, the best place to try to, if you want to kill somebody, shoot them, that would be in the chest. However, again, when we're shooting somebody, we're trained, again, to shoot in a deadly force situation. If we believe there is a perceived threat of death or serious bodily harm to ourselves or somebody else, we're trained to shoot center mass. If it kills them, it kills them. If it doesn't kill them, but it causes them to stop doing what they're doing, then that it doesn't matter either way. So
I would agree
all
with
we
that,
want is
and I'm
that
I'm
threat
smart
to
enough
stop
to
doing what they're doing.
understand the philosophy. I would say shoot center mass as well. I just didn't like us sanitizing it by saying stop a threat. I want us to know that this man's life, we're putting, giving him a great shot at being dead by stopping
Oh,
this
that's
threat. I don't want that part sanitized out. That was my
that's
only
Hang
that's.
issue.
on. Now you're automatically saying that the cops are going to shoot him dead. That's how you're trying to spin this, and that's
I
not the
thought I
case.
just said it was just a high
You
probability.
no. That's what you were trying to do earlier.
Don't tell me what I'm trying to do.
I know exactly what you're doing because you do it every bloody stream.
Hold on.
Oh my
Cindy
God. Is
Cindy
this
has
ad
something to say.
hominem? What is going on?
Can Cindy say what she wanted to say, please, everybody?
Of course, yeah.
Joe, if somebody, I'm a woman who can shoot a gun, but I'm not like a super target. But if somebody breaks into my house, I'm going to shoot them in the chest because it's the biggest. Now, I being just a normal person, I'm not going to think I want them to die. My thought is I want them to stop moving until I can get help there.
I'm okay with that, but you realize you're smart enough to know that shooting in his center chest leaves a great probability, a high probability that he could die.
Well, that's why they call it deadly force. I
Yeah,
mean,
and that's what I was
All
trying to
right. I'm
say. This is
fine with
why
all
we.
of that. I'm fine with all that. Yes.
But he could die if I shoot him in the leg.
Agreed.
and the
All
one
right.
thing I was trying to explain to you, Joe, and I mean, I'm not trying to simplify it by any means. If you're at home, someone breaks into your crib, shoots your wife in front of you, and you shoot him in self, you are allowed to defend yourself still because that guy's still a threat.
And I would tell my wife, if you're going to shoot somebody, shoot center mass.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, I think we're all on the same page now.
I
It's
do too.
basically the best way to hit some part of the opponent's body is to shoot center mass.
What's
I
the
would agree.
largest portion?
It's wise. And I don't think you should be telling cops. I don't know about this. And maybe in extreme cases, you try to kneecap them or something. But what's smart might be center mass, right? Especially if you feel like you're under threat. Which I
The
guess you can't
level
fire your
the
gun unless
level
you
of
are.
marksmanship that would take, the individual would be more valuable in the military than as a policeman.
And it's honestly, it's not feasible. You have a moving target, and I mean, you're an officer's accountable for every bullet comes out of his gun. So, and now you're shooting at a moving target, trying to hit a smaller part of his body. And no, ugly lady, I will not agree that cops are monsters since 1998.
Yeah.
All right.
Just made a comment since around 1998, cops have become monsters. No, I don't agree with that.
Oh, that's
No, I don't
dope.
agree
Oh,
with that
ugly
either.
lady. Let's debate that one.
All
Don't
policemen,
get mad at me.
yeah, all policemen are human beings. They suffer
Agreed.
from the same foibles as everyone else.
Agreed. All right. But can we agree upon this? Can we agree? And I'm going to start off harsh. I'm not crazy. Please don't think I am.
No,
Can
you
we
are.
agree? Maybe a little, right? Can we agree that when cops check at 9 to 5, they agree to do harm to the average citizen? Now, I
No, not at
understand
all.
good mother, good
No.
father going home.
No.
Okay, good. I
No.
wanted to start off with no. Okay.
Not even close, buddy.
All right.
I know a lot of you guys. I know a lot of the auditors. I know a lot of like the Chuck Fronsons and the Joshes, and they think that an officer's goal is to come out and become a tyrant on the street and shoot and kill and rape and pillage the village. That's
No,
a lot.
I was starting with the extreme. I expected you to say no. Now I'm going to rein it in. I was
Okay.
going to immediately rein it in.
All right.
All right. We're going to go with morality here. Let's say a ticket. This guy crossed over the yellow line. He just dotted it. Cop gives him a ticket. It's $200 and it doubles within 3 days to $400. Is that we would agree that that's some bullshit. At least some of you will. But a cop agrees to do that.
Yes.
How can they do that if they've already written it?
Well, no, I mean, it's funny. I was watching a John Felix video today, and that guy drives me nuts. He's nothing but a sob citizen. Traffic laws are traffic laws. Whether we don't choose which laws we enforce, it's a law in the books, and the penalty is to hopefully curb that behavior in the future. I mean, I've gotten tickets in my past. I've got for speeding. I've got tickets for all kinds of stuff for making mistakes. Are the penalties harsh anymore? God, yes. Do I agree with some of the penalties? No, but I don't set the penalties. But most cops nowadays And it does depend on your attitude sometimes, quite honestly. If you're a dick to a cop, why is he gonna give you a break?
Whoa, no, I don't believe in giving cop that authority. I believe if I'm a dick, I
They've
need the
already got
same.
it.
If I'm a dick, I need the same opportunity and chance as the guy who's not, because that would encourage cops to believe that we are more polite to the people uh, uh, who uh, who behave the way we want them to.
No, it's
Uh,
not. No, it's a respect thing. And I respect if I pull you over and I'm respectful to you. Why
I
are you not
can't I
respectful to
can't
me?
have a cop giving me a ticket because I'm disrespectful to him. That's open to his
He's not giving you a ticket because
interpretation.
you're disrespectful.
You're not getting it for being disrespectful. You're getting it for being pulled over for a traffic infraction.
No, the only
Oh,
reason that the
absolutely.
cop will tell you, well, if you were more respectful, I would not have given you a ticket.
Did you see that Glenn Serio video recently where he got pulled over in Portland? They towed his car.
Clint, yes.
We all laugh at poor Glenn. Glenn's a dickhead, but the cop came out and told him on
You
camera.
picked a good example because he's a jerk.
He is a complete dickhead, and he deserved it. And you're right. That's a perfect example. That
That's
cop
a
pulled up.
great
All he was
example. It's
trying to do
hard
was
to argue that example. That's a great example.
All right, so I'm going to move on to the next body cam, but before James is just popped in, do you have any thoughts to wrap up that last body cam, James?
No, I missed most of it, so I have no comment.
So let's start from scratch. Antonio Smith is his name. This happened a couple months ago, back in June. This is a body cam footage. Let's play and see what happens. Volume picks up shortly. Gentlemen, just
What about suspicious activity, man? Suspicious activity? Where?
Oh, this is hard to
They
watch.
say yeah, someone view that camera.
I told them what I was doing.
Oasis Sans right here next to the El
I
Rodeo.
told them what I was doing.
I was waiting for my sister to Western Union meet somebody. I always go there and get Western Union, and they know me.
Hey, you got your ID on you?
Yes, I got my ID. What are you guys doing?
We're out here investigating suspicious activity.
Well,
So,
I'm not doing anything. I've been around cameras, so I ain't been doing nothing.
all right. So, what were you doing over there?
February
I'm
8th.
waiting up for Western Union. Call my sister right now. She's in Florida. You have a cell phone.
You're not able
Call
to
her.
turn the volume up.
Call
Show
who?
on screen.
Call my sister.
It's the loudest it goes.
Don't
Look
do
at
this.
dude, creep
What
up
is
behind.
What is this? Is this a rape or is this an arrest?
Why you?
That's my first question. Is this a rape or is this an arrest? Because I don't know why we got this. I mean,
Cool looking for a bag of weed.
Matt, why are we getting hands on?
I don't know what's the call.
Depends what the person had been. So I'll tell you this. So a suspicious person call usually comes out as and they'll give a description of the individual, and they're doing X activity at X place. So it depends on what they're doing, because if there is enough, if it's there's something called articulable reasonable suspicion, and that's what you need for an investigative detention, where somebody is not free to leave. They're not under arrest, but they're not free to leave either. So that way you can conduct an investigation and determine, what the situation is. A traffic stop, if like, let's say if you suspect somebody because they've been weaving over the road, is DUI, and then you get up to the car, and you smell alcohol and stuff. Well, okay, you're going to continue your investigation from there. That person is not free to leave, but they're not under arrest yet for DUI, for example. So if, depending on what the information came out, and if the guy, if the caller stated that he did something threatening, or, they could have him detained in handcuffs until they can figure out what's going on, and then they can let him go after they're complete with their investigation. If there's there's no crime that he's committed.
But you would agree that this is bogus. What we just saw, a suspicious person, he handed his ID, and this dude ran up and grabbed him. You would agree that from what we see, without adding a lot of, maybe he murdered 3 people in the background, without adding all of that, this is bogus action, right?
Look at that.
You don't know the whole call, though, Joe. I mean,
Yeah,
No,
that's
you
what I'm
don't.
saying.
Not knowing the
You
whole
don't know the
thing.
911 call.
right. If I'm just,
Agreed.
you're right, Joe. If I'm just watching the
But-
video, it looks like bullshit. If I'm
That's
just,
what I
But
was saying.
clearly,
That's what I'm
clearly, it says at the top of the video, Antonio Smith.
Don't spoil the fucking movie.
I mean, yeah, but again,
Oh, my bad. My bad.
those-
My bad.
those
I'll be quiet.
911
But
those
wait.
911 calls when they come out, there's a lot of for example.
Hey, Joe.
I got
Hey,
one.
Joe.
Jim, stop.
Hey,
Jim, don't do it.
I got a call the other day that came out as a toddler walking around an apartment building by themselves, unsupervised. That's how the call came out. And it seemed like the toddler had been out there for a long time. In reality, the toddler had literally walked out of the apartment for just like a minute, and somebody saw it and picked it up and then tried to find the parents. Okay, so the call can come out one way, which can lead officers to believe, something and have them take different actions versus the actual situation until they figure out what exactly is going on. Harry, I don't know if that makes. I mean, that makes sense to me.
No,
if you agree with that.
I mean, witnesses are the worst at giving 911 calls. So you have no idea what they're giving their bias of the call.
But we would agree. I think what
call,
he's saying, we would agree that there is reason where this would be a rational act. What this cop is doing
absolutely
right now.
depends on what the call, what's on his terminal in his car, or what came over the radio. Could justify his actions. And the reason the first cop did not go hands-on yet because his backup was not there. And Antonio didn't know that cop was coming up from behind him.
We don't go hands-on with somebody unless there's more than one person or if it's a surprise situation like a fight.
Right. So they clearly think they have someone who's a danger, which is why
it better be. That's what I'm thinking, Sancho. It better be something.
All right, let's find out.
Don't do this. What are you doing? Oh my God! What are you doing?
Put your hands behind your back like you're told. Put your hands.
What are you doing?
Oh! Oh my God! Oh please! Put your hands.
Doing this thing. Oh my God! Jesus! Oh my God! You broke my wrist. Oh my God!
Stop!
Wow.
Yeah, he might be broke.
Oh Jesus! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
Relax.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh Jesus! Oh, it hurt! Oh my God!
He sounds just as much as a threat as News New England. I mean, this guy couldn't harm a fucking fly. What are we doing?
I don't like the way they tell you to comply when they're hurting you, like they'll be choking you out. Just stop moving. Y'all trying to get your ass off of me. Just stop moving. Whatever you tell them, you're cuffing my broken wrist. Just relax. How can I? You ask crazy shit.
That's a problem. This is a belly to back. This is a pro wrestling move that was done on someone who I didn't think needed that to be done. That is beyond excessive force.
I wouldn't say it's beyond excessive force, but it didn't have to be done.
I would say that they could have gotten him in handcuffs in a better way.
I would agree with that assessment. Yes.
I mean, they didn't even try to handcuff him before they threw him on the ground.
Yeah. You're gonna realize where
compliant, right? You
gotta realize where the issue from the outside with the two officers on is. It's your job to de-escalate. And when we see videos like that are the opposite, we escalate in anger because they're not de-escalating. If that makes sense.
He better be a mass murderer or something.
He better have something.
The problem comes to what probable cause did they have to detain him in handcuffs? What was the
you
call
don't have to have probable cause to detain somebody in handcuffs.
First.
All you have to have is reasonable suspicion.
Right.
Oh, that's what I mean. So what was the reasonable suspicion that he was committing or going to commit a crime that allowed these officers to put him in handcuffs?
Right, play it. I'm interested now.
All right, let's go.
Oh, old ugly lady flipped us off. That's not very nice.
Flip two off.
Please.
Yeah.
That kind of hurts my feelings.
We had some new people in tonight. It was interesting.
She's new.
Yeah.
Oh God! Oh! Oh, Jesus. Oh, it hurts.
Okay, I'm gonna take it off. Hold on. We're gonna take it off. Slide it up your arm.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, it hurts. It hurts.
Broken wrist.
It hurts. Please, sir. Please, sir.
I'm gonna take it
Did
off.
he already have one, or did they break it?
They broke it.
They broke it.
They broke it.
That belly to back thing broke it.
Okay. Lay down. Okay.
Oh, sir. Sir, hit me over on my back.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that in just a second, all right? One thing at a time.
Just hold your broken arm
It's
there.
coming.
It's only broken.
I mean, I know I broke a bone in your body, but
You'll get another one, James. Don't worry about it. Just stay still.
Put this arm up over your head. Right here. Sit up here.
Yeah, there you go.
Roll over on this side.
Roll over.
Oh, Lord.
What did you guys get that for me for?
You have a warrant. You're please.
Hey, this was the other guy. The guy with the warrants over there.
Oh, what did you
oh shit!
Look at the face and the guy in the middle. Oh, we just beat the fuck out of a random guy for no reason at all.
Broke his wrist.
Look at his face.
Wow!
It says it all.
Wow!
They thought he had a warrant out for his arrest, which is why they did what they did.
They were way too sure. is what they
Sancho,
were.
real quick, Sancho, have you seen the video, Sancho, of the? There's an officer trying to arrest a black guy with dreads at his house, and the guy's telling him, "I'm not who you think I am," and they're like trying to force him in handcuffs. Everything was wrong, and they wouldn't just let the guy show them ID so that they could see they were wrong. They wanted to put him in handcuffs.
Wow.
It was nuts.
Put it in DMs. I'll put it up next week because I got two more to do.
Yeah, I'd have to dig deep for that. That was a while ago.
Send me a DM of that. So I mean, let's play it again where the revelation happens.
Yeah.
Hey, this was the other guy. The guy with the warrants over there.
Yeah, work on the sound, Sancho. You can't hear a word you're saying, bro.
No, there's two different people.
Oh,
Because they pointed this guy out to me. 7112 at Austin 27 and 29 through Florida. OLM, please.
Still going to run his name for no reason.
I know, right?
Sierra 530
They
001
hoping he come
74
back a murderer.
0050.
They
They want to justify it. Absolutely.
Listen to him trying to justify shit. Telling him
No,
it
that's
doesn't
not
make
the
sense.
reason they're running his name.
Mistaken identity. So
That's not. Yeah, so they've already got his. Look, he's got his ID. Okay, they just used force on him. That has to be documented. They have to have his name and information, and also if they call an ambulance, they got to tell all that information to them too, and get in contact with somebody too. If somebody,
I would agree. Having his ID is damn near something you have to do 100%. I would agree.
And they're going to also run his name for other shit too. Let's not forget. I mean,
yes, let's say that.
you know what
too.
I mean? Like, don't leave that out. Obviously, it's going to happen. It happens every time you
That's
call a
right,
name
that's
and
right.
birth date in. But
I think that another camera view shows the guy says, please hold my hand. The officer reaches and gives him a shoe and tell him, hold on to this.
well, this guy here, the guy right here that's standing up the highest, the old man all the way on the left, he was whispering something to him about 30 seconds ago, something about like we had to do what we had. I don't know. He said something to him. I couldn't hear it. So he was just trying to justify why they did it to him. But
I'm thinking there's a lot of that going on. Justify, who do I blame? I think their minds are racing right now.
well,
They
no,
want
it
input. They want
looks like.
info.
Well, if you watch, it's obviously mistaken identity. And as the other cop said there, no, it's for that guy there, but they identified this bloke here. So you can't. It might have been. It's a mistaken identity because of the information they were given.
and I think I also think there was a communication breakdown as well, which happened between and listen, this shit happens. I'm not saying like this is one of those isolated incidents where this was an actual, like, the perpetrator's only 100 yards away. You know what I mean? So I can get that.
Yeah. Oh, okay, but still, he still snuck up behind him and slammed him on the ground.
Yeah.
What merited that shit? I mean,
Warrant.
shit, it calmly is 3 of y'all out there now. Why was that part necessary? That was the
Well, we don't know what was on the warrant. We
Well,
don't know what
if
was
If
on
it
the
was a
warrant.
warrant
We'd
for a
have to
violent
know.
crime,
well, yeah,
the
if
guy
it's a
could be violent.
and if it's a felony warrant, which means that they can conduct what's called a felony arrest, which is a takedown arrest. So,
Well, no, not necessarily. I mean, it's based on the person's reaction. You can't just because it's a felony warrant does not mean
We don't
you're
know
out
what the
there.
warrant's
That's
for.
dope. That's dope. Right. I'm glad you said that. I would hate to think that they could just run up and body slam a nigga
No.
because they got a felony warrant.
No. That's not what I meant by that. What I meant by that was, okay, let's say you guys have a felony warrant for so and so, right? And he's in a vehicle in front of you, right? So you have that felony warrant. You're now able to go above normal procedure and move it to what's called a felony stop, which is
You
different.
can do a felony stop anytime
Yeah, I'm
you feel
aware of.
justified.
I've been
If you feel
involved
there's
in
a
a
threat in that
few of
vehicle, you see
those.
people moving around.
Right. Okay. Well, the way I understood it was that was done when you have a high risk, somebody who's wanted high risk, and that was my
That's one
understanding.
scenario, correct? If I run the
Yeah, that
tag
is
and
one
the tag
scenario.
comes back and says this guy's got a felony warrant for assault and battery, weapons, whatever, yes, you can you'll do a felony stop.
Yeah.
But if I'm behind a car who has broken turn signal or made an illegal turn, and I see something that rubs me the wrong way, like they're making all kinds of avert movements, and I think they're getting guns out, I can do a felony stop for that also. I mean, it depends. You can do a felony stop anytime you want to.
It depends on
But it still
department
remains
policy
though
too.
that
Yeah.
the body slam part is still not part of the felony stop, right?
No.
You can't
I,
just get me
I,
out the car and body slam me.
No, I see no reason why the body slammed him.
Yeah.
Right.
If they would have went for his arms and he pulled away, that's a different story. The guy having up
I
there,
was looking for that. Yes.
yeah.
And I agree with whoever said it's based upon departments as well, because from what I understand, like, certain departments are only allowed to chase you so far, depending on what their procedures are. They're you know what I mean? Their felony stops are done a specific way, or it's a special apprehension unit that only does specific warrants.
You're right though.
So there's three things that govern police actions in general. There's the big one, the Constitution. There's state law, local law, like city ordinances, county ordinances, that kind of thing, and your state law. And then the last level is department policy.
So, that was nice. You're absolutely right too.
Well,
department
policy doesn't affect. Department policy doesn't affect the public in the sense of us, like, it's your procedures of how you go about arresting individuals or doing things. So it has nothing to do with.
Yes,
that
I was
aspect
applying it to the police. I was thinking an application to the police, and by them having qualified immunity, that makes that shit just dangerous and deadly.
No, that's a misconception you guys have about the qualified immunity. Qualified immunity is only good for civil actions. Most officers carry liability insurance of their own in the first place.
Wait.
Qualified immunities only protects you against civil suits.
All right. So meaning.
So let's say this is a good example. Let's say I know.
Wait. The suit. I mean, okay. Well, what protects them from being? All right. I'm a bit too blown. I know there's other ways that qualified immunity can get fucked outside of civil action.
No. Qualified immunity only applies for civil actions, nothing else.
So they're qualified immunity. We're gonna pay through fucking taxes. The people pay. What about fucking crimes they do? They don't have qualified immunity for a crime.
If I'm acting in good faith in my job and I make a mistake, that's where qualified immunity comes into play. let's say
but you have to have been deemed acting like the investigation has to come out that you acted in good faith.
correct.
If it comes out in any other way, then you then are liable to be sued by said family or whoever.
Correct.
Okay.
Exactly.
That's why most cops carry their own liability insurance.
Right.
I had no fucking idea cops care. I've been preaching cops need to carry insurance.
I've had liability insurance from day one
They do. So there you
for
go.
17 years.
I mean, that's
See-
you got to you got to have your ass covered, right? You know, you never know what's going to happen. You never know. You never know, man.
No, well, exactly. And your department, I mean, they don't like making payouts. Cities don't like making payouts. If they can hang you out to dry, they're going to hang you out to dry.
Oh yeah.
Aren't there times when the department will dump you out and they'll leave the suit and then it's just you against the people?
That's why you have the qualified, or that's why you have liability insurance.
Yep.
And it happens a lot more than you'd expect.
Absolutely. That's why when I hear auditors, they get all excited about qualified immunity. I mean, qualified immunity is not a golden bullet for the officer. I mean, qualified immunity is strictly civil actions, civil lawsuits.
Yeah, qualified immunity is the purpose is to protect law officers from frivolous lawsuits.
Maybe I missed the point. Okay, it's just for civil lawsuits. Maybe that's why you need to get rid of it to make them pay out their pockets. That's what you want. Get rid of qualified immunity.
But
qualified immunity goes out the window as soon as you violate somebody's civil rights.
Right.
I know it's supposed to. The problem is that they got different ways of explaining what they did, and it never comes down to the actual shit that they did. They're not going to admit to something that breaks their qualified immunity.
Do we have another video?
Yes, we do. Sancho, you there? Did we lose Sancho?
I'm on mute. I'm a dumbass. We have another video. I'm going to play it right now, everybody. You guys ready?
Jeremy DeWitt.
Hold on.
Morgie.
Good old Jeremy. I know so much about Jeremy DeWitt. It's unbelievable.
Just hold on.
All right.
I got Orange County in the intersection.
All right, guys, go on mute, okay?
Get to me. Somehow, some way, somehow. Yes, there you go. You're going to have to use your horn and siren. Make sure you shut it down good.
Oh, you guys are? Hey, Joe, you ready for this?
Do that good.
You had me go on mute. Yes, I'm ready.
All right. What are you fucking doing? You see the fucking lights, dumbass? Last vehicle's 97. Motor one's moving. Hey! Pull over! Stay there! Okay, well, he didn't call me. I gotta go. What? It is past 4. The next traffic light, you're making a right. Get in front of her. Stay in front of her. I'll get to that light and get it under control before this shit gets out of control. Motor one's moving. I'm Did 110 down this fucking road.
You might not in a minute, Fizzy.
We got 2 lights. The light under the bridge. As soon as we go under the bridge, I need you to take. That's the light I need you to take. The light we go under at the bridge. When we go under the bridge, on the other side of under the bridge, I'll get the light before the bridge. You get the light after the bridge. But there's one more light that I got to get to, and you're coming up on it.
I love these comments already.
I'll put a stop payment on
Yes, they might be
Jay's
wrong.
dead, so unfortunately at this point we can't catch it. Thank you for donating to the Metro State Foundation of Dumbass Jay.
Hold on, an ad's showing. Give me 1 second, an ad's showing. Joe, what do you think so far of this guy?
I think
you like his style?
I think I'd be blowing what's going to happen in the end of the video. I think I've seen it. I don't want to ruin the ending.
Is he a cop, Joe, or not?
Yeah, El Sancho, I don't want to ruin anything for you either, man, because I've seen about 37 of the videos. So I know everything from the beginning to the end. So I don't want to say anything.
Yeah, you also suck at checking your messages as well.
That would make two of us.
Well, you were the one. You and Cindy were the ones supposed to be pranked on panel. I got about 20 people to play along by saying he's a cop. He's a serial police impersonator.
There's such a thing.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me get a little more background on actually what he's doing.
He's running funeral escorts, but
Correct.
in the process of doing these escorts, he's acting as if he is an officer under certain cases. And the way he fucked himself was when he was arrested, they confiscated his body cams and they went and watched him. And they found multiple other times where he acted in the duty of an officer and even said, I'm an officer, tried to get people out of their car, like just crazy nonsense. And so he's got right now, I think he's got 5 open impersonatings, and then he's got
18.
Okay, well, I thought in Orange County there was 5, and then he had
County.
Yeah, then he had something else with the tow truck driver where he threw a fucking chair at
that was
that
in
dude.
Chicago.
Yeah,
And
Chicago.
if I'm not wrong, I think he's the same cat that now has a more current impersonating offense.
Yes, he's
I
also
just thought it was some insane cop. That's all I thought.
No, they just got him in his dump truck, and then he called his mom and like.
Yeah, have
And
they
then-
filed charges for trying to blackmail his mum yet?
Yeah, he tried to. That was funny conversation. His mom was like, "Whatever, you already owe me money." But then, like the guy he called his worker, and his worker is working behind the scenes, and he was like, "I don't understand what you're telling me to do." He's like, "I need you to wipe all the footage and reset it." But he was trying to say it in a way to not.
He was doing it so it's available for the weekend, so there's space for the weekend, right?
Right, so there's space for the weekend, but he's basically saying, get all the clean it. And the guy he's talking to is actually working with the real world police, you know what I mean? And like it was just great.
He's also a registered sex offender. He raped a young girl when he was young.
Yep.
He's got
I'm working.
Stolen valor.
I'm thinking about getting him on.
Stolen valor.
Yeah.
Well,
he
here's the
claimed he was
thing.
in Special forces, and that he parachuted into Fallujah. Well, no one ever parachuted into Fallujah. He's just a compulsive liar. He was with the Explorer program in I think Osceola County when he was young, and he wanted to be a cop desperately, and then he got arrested for stealing gas at a gas station 2 times, I believe it was.
He was banned from a gas station.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Hey, El Sancho, the if you look up his, like, if you Google search him, there's going to be a guy that comes up. He's an ex-police officer who did most of the videos on him, and he actually did an interview with him. And
That was the guy I gave you earlier, Sancho.
Yep,
yeah, and he tried
Stealing
to get
gas from a gas station should be a felony.
he tried to get another interview with him, and right now his lawyers don't want him doing interviews because he doesn't know how to shut the fuck up.
So is this guy based in Chicago?
No, he's in Florida.
Florida.
Oh, but he's got some charges in Chicago, though.
Yeah.
Look at this.
He went up there to pick up an ambulance to add to his collection of ambulances for his like funeral shit.
Driving. Look at this.
Yeah.
Hey,
why not?
Hi. How are you today?
Watch this one.
You must have missed that it's 45 through there, and then you use the turning lane to cut through traffic.
Blow me.
I understand you're in a nice car and everything, but let's be a little more mature the way you drive. Let's drive the right way then. Are you a cop? Don't worry about what I am, because I'm a state agent. So what you need to do is make sure you're doing the right thing, fuck boy.
It's a state agent.
He's a state agent, state certified agent, which again gives the impression he could be law enforcement.
Right.
He's trying to tote the line there, but it's not. It doesn't work very
he's
well
not even
for him.
toting the line.
And then he ends it with "fuck boy."
No, it gets better. It gets better.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
I love Cindy.
Yeah.
I love Cindy.
Yeah, you'll like it.
Nice.
Like, you can tell how deranged the dude is. He can't even leave it alone. Like, go direct your funeral. You know what I mean? Do
Although
your
I would
job.
like him for a funeral. I would like him because that drive from the funeral home to the cemetery is so slow. Could you imagine having him leading it? We'd get there in a heartbeat, wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
Gosh. I wonder if Florida is going to change the law because of Jeremy DeWitt specifically.
Well, they actually have. They've passed. So they had to change their colors already once, and now they're not allowed to use their horn thing anymore. They have to use like an air horn. They can't use the cop noise horn.
Mhm.
So that got changed. Their lights had to be changed to. It's so stupid. Like slightly the different. They're purple now instead of red, and they're like something else instead of blue. It's so dumb.
This guy's getting more change.
No. Go ahead.
Auditors.
No, he's broke as a joke, bro. Like
Yeah.
he's in debt. He owes for all his vehicles. His parents don't want to. He thought if he married this Egyptian chick and like because she came from something, but there's no money there, and they want nothing to do with the white man, and so like he digs to his family and threatens them for money and like I'll sell this and I'll sell that, and she's like, well, you have to show me legitimate paperwork. And he goes, Mom, legitimate paperwork? Like, yeah, dude. You know what I mean? Like, if you want money from me, I need to see paperwork showing me that you have this stuff sold and these people owe you money. Like, he's swearing to his parents that he's getting a settlement, and that's how he's trying to get the money to get out. Because all he's been doing is posting bails.
I just can't wait for a cop watcher or an auditor to jump on this guy and film him.
I was thinking if that was me in that car, my cop watching the skills that they would have sucked, I'd have triggered immediately.
This gets worse, Joe. This gets worse.
I look
Yeah,
for
it
like
gets-
Rogue Nation
watch.
and Rice
Bro, get to me
Krispies
now.
fucking on
And then
him.
when that van gets put my way back up, come on. When that van.
He wears a full gun belt with a pepperball gun.
Right.
Baton.
Say it again?
He wears a full duty belt with a pepperball gun rather than a real gun because he can't carry a real gun. He wears body armor. This guy thinks he's a cop.
Mm-hmm.
Notice the
But he does not
notice,
have a gun, a real gun.
No, he's not allowed to carry one. He's a convicted felon. He's a registered.
Yeah, he's a convicted child molester.
notice the service chevrons on his left sleeve as well.
Yep.
That's for service for his company. So that's
what-
like self-absorbed fucking bars.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying he's only been going for 10 years and he's got 20 years up on his sleeve.
I mean, if you
yells at
see the
everybody.
videos, there was a video where he got into a fight with an FPS officer. I mean,
Yeah, in
you can
Ybor
see what
City.
he's wearing, and he looks like a full-on cop.
Link that. I want to see that. And he has a body cam,
Oh,
Joe.
jeez.
I would have bought it. I wouldn't even notice he didn't have a pistol.
What's your name and badge number?
That's right.
Fuck
I would've
you.
been
Fuck
still
you.
yelling like he's a cop.
Fuck you. Blow me. Blow me. Blow you. Fuck boy.
Right? That would have been priceless.
Hey, Chad, if you guys
But
have any questions, man, just throw them up there. We'll try and get to them.
Oh,
But they do need to be changing the colors of lights to where it's something that just not the average day citizen can get a hold of.
I don't know, man. This guy's getting some shit done.
Well, because
That
you
was
get too many
interesting to me, too.
situations to where any old Joe can get those lights and then they're out pulling over people.
So is this
Sancho.
police?
You okay?
This is him trafficking.
As soon as the last car.
Yeah, he's doing a motorcade right now.
Right in the middle of a railway track as well.
Way down. He's already to you, Alan, and no.
I need some more juicier highlights, Walbert.
Yeah, I'm telling you, once you start researching it, you're going to get lost. I got lost for
Oh,
like
yeah.
7 hours. 7 hours in videos, bro.
It's great comedy entertainment. I mean,
You can get the videos of him in court, like begging the judge and like his lawyer telling him to shut up because he won't stop talking. and he's getting ready to have like 3 different bails revoked, and the judge is like, dude, listen to your lawyer and keep your mouth shut.
The joy of the whole thing is he's not getting a cent from any of these YouTube videos,
No.
and he's got hundreds of millions of views.
Right.
Hey, Sancho, I just sent you the link to the one where he gets that with the FPS officers. You can see what he's wearing and everything. So
Yeah, I did.
Hold
too.
on,
I
let's
sent
play
him
this one first. So, like, this is pretty much a highlight reel, Joe and Cindy, of this guy because I just learned about him last night myself. So we're all on the same page. But the 3 of us, check this out.
Please don't continue. Hey, fuck boy. Hey, piece of shit, fuck boy. Motherfuck, fuck boy. Watch that FedEx truck. Watch that FedEx. Obviously, he's a fucking. What are you directing, dog? What are you directing, dog?
trying to move that car back.
Stop fucking arguing. Get the
Damn.
fuck out of the way. Drive.
Going the wrong way up traffic.
yep.
He's insane.
Stay there. Get out of the
Oh,
way
yeah.
now. I'm sorry?
That's law enforcement.
Are you okay?
I'm afraid, are you law enforcement?
I'm asking you a question. Are you okay?
If you're not law enforcement, I'm not stopping for you.
Listen, if you keep going, we'll figure it out real fast.
Let's figure it out real fast. If you're law enforcement,
That's right,
identify
baby.
yourself to me. What agency?
We're with Metro State. We're a state certified agency. You sit right there, please, sir.
Blow
Come on, man.
me.
Get out of the fucking way. I got to deal with this fucking idiot. Move. Sit tight, sir.
Yeah, I'd have been gone.
Please don't continue.
Uh-oh.
Hey, fuck
Yeah.
boy. Hey, piece of shit, fuck boy.
Uh-oh.
Motherfuck, fuck boy.
Is that his crew?
That's his
Yeah.
crew.
That's his crew, Joe.
Yeah, and they're all Egyptians. Not that that's a bad
Yeah,
thing,
they-
but
They
What does
look
that
like
car look
cops
like,
to
Joe?
me.
They're
What does
real
that look
heavy.
like?
Looks like cops to me, man.
What does the 2 cops on panel think about this?
Oh,
well,
he's-
because
No, it's
I know what the rules are, so the way that they
You're a
explain it. No, I'm saying, but I watched the videos on it, so I know the rules on why they're allowed to have what they are and why they can't there in that state. Because they can chime in.
Oh,
so.
So
Yeah.
you say you
Go ahead,
see
man.
it differently is what you're saying. Like, I think I heard what you're saying.
no, I don't think. I mean, go ahead, Matt. You tell your part.
Well,
You're not
I
blind
mean, this guy's
like
a.
we
I mean,
are. You're
he's
not
he's
seeing it through the same goggles we are.
he's dangerous. I mean, he's
Yeah.
erratic driving. You know, up and down the road. I mean, he's a clear danger to everyone around him.
That
And then if you watch the videos where he actually talks to, I mean, you can see it where he gets in confrontations with. He gets very, very angry and can be violent. So the Chicago video was a great example of how he can get violent. So
I'm just terrible.
What do you think about this guy, Cindy?
I think it's terrible. And that's a woman's biggest fear is a cop impersonator.
Now, James, is this group still in effect, or is it completely gone?
No, they're still operating right
they're going
now.
out of business though, real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going out of business, but they're still doing small
Look at
funerals.
this.
They're doing basically Muslim funerals. They do a lot of Muslim funerals because they're more. They feel they need the protection, so they're getting good money from them. But he owes so much money on all his vehicles. His paychecks people aren't getting paid. They're telling real world police like checks aren't getting cashed. And of course, all the legal trouble he's in is, but
Wow.
and the other guy who did all the interviews actually originally Jeremy DeWitt said that he would only do the interview for like $600 or something. And then the guy was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not paying the guy $600. That's crazy. Like, and then finally Jeremy DeWitt did do the interview with him. And, he didn't get too much out of it, but you could tell egotistical, he's right, they're wrong. It's a conspiracy against me. No, it's completely all legit and documented, bro. You fucked up.
He says constantly that, and you hear it in his phone conversations, that the more specifically the Windermere Police Department, they are out to get him, all this kind of
Right.
stuff. I mean,
Yeah. But
And what's
the
funny
way
is he always claims that I'm not pretending to be a cop. I'm not acting like a cop at all.
Yeah, the way they made it was so that the vehicles themselves can only have a certain number of lights on the back, right? Nowhere on the vehicle obviously can it say anything that pertains to law enforcement or the police. And in the front, can only have so many lights, and the lights have to be purple, and I think it's amber or some other like weird color. Um, the purple does look different. Like you can definitely tell the purple's different, and they're not allowed to use the at all. And he's caught doing it multiple times. So
Wow.
they have all that on him. So
Joe and Cindy, what do you think's going to happen when the police actually talk to him?
When the police do what?
Actually talk to him. Let's find out. Let's find out.
Then I'm okay with police brutality.
look how he goes dressed. Oh, this is a different thing. This is out. Pause it a second, Sancho. This is outside of a. This
He
is
showed
outside
up-
of a. Outside of a business like Louisiana somewhere.
No, it's a federal. Those are FPS.
Federal,
Ybor
yeah,
City in Tampa.
yeah. So it's a federal building, and him and his girlfriend like parked in a spot, and I guess they were told they couldn't be there or something. And he starts trying to throw his weight around, and the federal officers are like, "You're not even a cop." And he actually claimed to be one, and then they're investigating it now. It's crazy.
So Joe,
that's a backstory.
do you remember the talk I had with you about how small this community, the 1A, like community is? It's a small community. James, how many views does this guy's videos get?
Fuck,
I don't know. Yeah, he gets good views.
Like average, like
but
a
you
million per the video, you think, or 2 million per video, or what?
Well, it's real
they're
life
making
police.
good videos. Yeah,
Go to Blue Bacon's website and Real Police and look at their
Probably millions.
How many views on this one? How many? So that's how many auditors, Joe, have you seen with that many views?
Now
1,148,987.
I think Joe just came.
Something else something else the real world police do that nobody else does is they get the documentation, like they get the body cam footage. Like this is all their work to get all of this, to put all of this together. They have a Patreon where you can actually go to, where they have a whole bunch of the interviews with the snitch that's snitching on Jeremy right now. So yeah, these guys, they're doing it right. They're doing it right.
Check this out.
This business. Are you clear for that? Yeah, they're both.
Why are we asking?
Because I honestly have not heard of Metro State, so I'm gonna look it up. So yeah, I'll call him on his cell phone right now. I have his number and I will call him. So
Have I done anything illegal?
it's just we're gonna try to find out what this is. We're not
Wow,
saying
he
you
sound
got-
like one of
yeah.
us.
So,
Yeah, he does.
well, I want to verify that. So, you know what? I'll have my sergeant come out here. Let's see if B35. This guy's not happy. Can you have Robert 1 come out here, please?
He calls it a cruiser.
Yeah,
her
but we've never
cruiser.
even heard of the.
He's on his bike.
He just told you. That's fine. Have
Her
those
car's
words
parked
in the
behind
cars. That's what I don't do. That's fine.
This is
People
my
are
hometown
concerned,
right
so
here.
that's why we're here doing our job. These people are.
No, they're like my car.
Look at this.
That's the same car I'm in right now. Same color and everything.
No, that's her Crown Vic behind him.
Motorcycle's his.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And my shit got the light too.
I mean, just look at how he's dressed, though. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
It's.
That's insane.
Danger with that.
What was that, Sancho?
He could cause some danger to that.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't remember the rape case if he was dressed as an officer or as a date rape. I can't remember the whole situation on that.
No, it was. Well.
And he's about to keep doing this, and he's got court cases and stuff.
Crazy,
He's a
huh?
civilian.
Is he wearing a firearms proficiency badge on his
Yep.
chest there
Yes.
too?
Yeah.
Yes.
What's a firearms proficiency belt?
It means he's an expert shooter.
And
You take multiple tests, multiple level tests. See how the bars go down on it? It's you'll get different qualifications that, you know, he did none of that, I guarantee you.
Actually, theoretically one's rifle, one's pistol, and he has neither.
See, I've
Can't
never
they
seen
stop him?
I've never seen a police department with those. I've only seen military guys with marksman
Right.
badges like that. But
Well,
yeah,
he's
I mean,
already claimed fake valor, and they already
Right.
proved that. So.
Yeah,
oh, well,
and
in this
is
video,
that a
he
u-
claimed stolen valor.
And is that a unit citation badge also on his right breast?
No, that's the motorcade motorcycle. I can't remember what they call it.
No, the small one. See under the name badge?
Oh yeah, you might be. Yeah, I think it is.
Joe, there's auditors out there who have been accused of being a rapist, who have been convicted rapists, who have been convicted of child molestation, the stolen valor, fraud. You take all that in one, it's Jeremy DeWitt. It's one person.
I mean, and I'm not trying. Well, I guess I am in a way. He reminds me of Josh Abrams in the way.
They're writing it right there.
Conversations.
Well, I said that a month ago to Kate. I told her to watch it. I said, "You want to see a Josh talk alike? This guy talks just like Abrams. He rewords shit and makes it more elaborate than what it is, and fabricates shit to make it sound better than what it is."
Dude talk for a little while then. Let me hear him talk.
All right, let's do it.
Right now. Well, we're judging him, not you, but him, based on the fact that if you were a law enforcement officer or security person, anytime I'm ever asked for any credential or cooperation, I just do it because I have nothing to hide. So you become confrontational. So because I need to know
I
who
can't
met
hear
for.
shit.
Well, you don't have to give it. You can walk away if you like. If you would like to leave, you are free to leave, okay? Because you're not dressed in something that looks police-ish. So,
At the end of the day, my uniform doesn't say police.
right. But people didn't. Are you the business owner? Okay, cool. Awesome. So that's all we're wanting to do is verify it. Okay. Came in as a suspicious situation. We're looking at it.
You have your cell phone, since you like to use that. You go ahead and pull up Florida license, just state, pull up Metro State,
That's fine. And if that's the case, then that's cool. It's like not an issue to be upset about. Like, you know.
So you said at the end of the day.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Right. Here's the thing. Here's a question. Am I free to go?
At this point, wait till my supervisor gets here, and then I'll let him decide.
I'm standing here, and I am being nice by standing here. Because by law, I don't have to stand here.
Yeah. What do you think?
He's being detained. It's a Terry stop at this point.
Oh yeah.
And it looks like by now he's crumbling. You know, actually, when the video first started coming on, it looked like he had given up the fight. I don't know, maybe before, he'd have been more confident. It looked like he was running to the car. Let's go to the cruiser. He was ready to go from the start of
Right.
it.
Well, also, stop. Look where he's parked at right now, also. Look right above his bike.
Fire lane. He's in a fire lane.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm thinking he was trying to press this woman, maybe, and she been falling for it.
Wouldn't you, Joe? Wouldn't you go on Amazon and buy that outfit? Joe, why don't you buy that outfit? Look at that girl. She's not,
Joe would get killed if he wore that outfit where he's from.
Oh shit! I'd kill
What's funny about this
myself.
video also is in about probably 3 or 4 minutes right here, it shows how unhinged this guy becomes because an FPS officer comes out and tries talking to him, and he goes off the fucking rails.
All right, it's playing an ad right now, so let me skip the ad. So right about that point, I paused it at. All right.
Yeah, where you see those brown doors.
I'm playing it. Give me a second.
He's walking around with something that looks like a gun. He's got 2 sets of handcuffs. You know, he's got a radio. Yeah, but it says Metro State. What does the front of it say? Metro State Vehicle Protection Unit. But I mean, the bike's got lights on it. It's got, there's
You hear
nothing
him?
that says police on it. But right now he's in a 41 with, the U.S. Customs and all that stuff. So it's just, he looks like
There's
one.
a fight.
Had I not known,
Yeah, he's arguing with the
I would have
FPS
thought he's one of
officer.
us. And I'm
Yeah, hold
probably
on. She'll get off the
here
phone in a
she was.
second.
And we
Good
have
deal with
not
it.
gotten this call because
He's the king of fuck fucks.
anymore. But this is just the issue of verifying who he is. And I said, well, let me show you something. I showed him his GL picture. I said, is this you? I said, this is you. You see that it's you. And then he went into the whole sex offender thing because I did not even bring that up at all. But now he's causing a 41 with all these people down here. So that's where we're at right now. So we're gonna have some more people come here too. What's going on? I'm confused. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Okay. All right. I just want to give you a little heads up, but okay, sounds good. Okay. They called me like, hey, is he impersonating? Whatever, sure. That's some good stuff.
They have to worry about ports of water.
So hot. So borders and such, customs. It's a lot going on right now.
Right.
Yeah. But I mean, you can understand, like, we didn't just see you walking down the road and like, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. They've already
Built that security officer, who you are.
He wants to
go ahead.
He
Go
wants
get a federal
to
agent now. Go get a Homeland Security officer now.
Hey, chill.
Wait, we just don't know who you are.
You
I
ain't
don't
gotta
know who
yell.
I am.
You don't have to
Have I entered your
yell.
facility? We don't know. Have I entered your facility? Yes or no? Security officer.
Dude, you're representing me like not well, okay? Listen, you're not representing your company well right now, okay?
Security officer?
No, he's not.
You don't need to worry about
He's security.
Are you cleared for that?
He owns this business.
Are you cleared for that? Sir, what's your GS level? Because I know
Hey,
what
stop
my
right there for a
military
second.
level was. My classification.
Okay, we don't need to.
Here's what's funny. He just asked what his GS level was.
Right, that's it.
All the GS level is a pay scale.
Yep.
It stands for general. It stands for general schedule. It has nothing to do with security clearance. Everyone who works in their certain agencies within federal government, they start from a GS1 up to a GS14. So all this is a pay scale.
Yeah, it's one of those bullshit Josh Abrams moves.
And
like
the guy he's talking to, he's a security guard or something?
He's a Federal Protective Service officer.
Yeah.
So.
Right.
So he's
I guess it's a federal building.
He's a
Yeah,
federal
they're in front of
agent.
customs and CIS, immigration, HSI. Like, this is my hometown. I grew up in Ybor City.
I noticed he's not giving those cops no shit. It's like he picked this dude out for a reason.
Right.
Okay, so my question is, he's obviously impersonating. So how do you stop him from impersonating? How do you get the uniform off of him?
But he's
It's
not.
a very fine line.
Yeah, because he's not impersonating, because he's not. So, okay.
He's walking that line.
What happened was he went to the police chief and all these people and sat down, and they told him what was allowed to be on his vehicles legally for him to run his business that way. They also told him what he's not allowed to do, which was break traffic laws while he's doing what he's doing, and other stuff that he's doing, which is pulling people over. And so what happened was
he can't break traffic laws, all the fucking laws.
They gave him enough rope to basically hang himself because they realized they couldn't beat him, right? Because we live in America, he can start a business like that, and so to differentiate the cars between real cops and uncops. But then they started watching his body cameras, and they're like, yo, this dude absolutely thinks he's a cop and they just start hitting him with new charge. And he's like, you got to erase the tapes, man, because he knows there's more shit of him pulling people over and yelling at people and making. He's
That's
not
funny.
allowed to redirect traffic. He's none of that. You know what I
That's
mean?
what I'm saying. He's stopping traffic and sending people and yelling at folks.
He's a legitimate escort service. That's what he does. You escort vehicles. You keep them all together as much as possible, and you coordinate that together through lights to get them to where they're going and back without them having to deal with heavy traffic. He thinks it's like a racetrack out there. He's fucking flying to the front, to the back, to the side. He runs out of gas. In one of them, he runs out of gas. He's like, fuck, I'm out of gas. You got to get up here on point. I got to go get gas. And like, he has to stop and get gas in the middle of it. He's just, that's how
And then
nutty
if
he
he
is.
pulls people over and does anything wrong, you guys just have to wait for the public to complain.
Well, no. So what happened was, so that from the recordings, they were able to get the information of two of the people he harassed. And those two people then were willing to press charges against him for what he banged. He was banging on the one dude's hood of the one dude's car. And then the dude in the Porsche pressed charges against him as well. So.
Whoa!
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, great. Are you an officer?
No, I'm not, but I work for Customs CP35.
You have a federal badge?
My badge somewhat.
Okay. Are you a federal agent?
I'm a federal employee.
Okay. Okay. Step aside. Thank you, ma'am. I'm sorry. You can step aside.
Actually, you don't need to tell her to step inside. She can stand here. Just like you can stand here, she can stand here. Okay.
As soon as I enter your federal facility, then we can talk more.
But he don't have a gun.
He is a talker.
Harry, got a question.
Yeah, buddy.
So, because I'm not experienced on this, can't federal officers enforce law up to a certain? It doesn't have to be it can be expanded out of the property, right?
Yes and no. It has to be a felony or above, basically. I mean, at this point, he's really done nothing wrong. He's on an easement. I mean, he's on a sidewalk. The FPS guy is trying to figure out what's going on with this guy, and I mean, the guy looks. He's acting suspicious. I mean, he's just weird.
He sounds like a fucking lunatic, clearly, and they know that.
But he's not got a gun, does he?
It's a pepper ball gun.
Pepper ball gun, yeah.
Right. It's not it, and that's the thing is he misleads people with a firearm when in truth it isn't. It's just a pepper ball gun.
He's also wearing body armor, carrying a radio.
I mean, he's a felon, so he can't have a firearm.
Right.
So he can have that pepper ball gun.
How's it going? Hey, good.
That's not. I don't know who that is. I don't know.
How you doing?
Yeah, that's not my boss.
Good. Are you Major with Homeland? I'm the chief. Okay. I don't know. Your security officers are very confused about their job and their jurisdiction, which is this line here.
Look at this body line trying to intimidate him.
So they called the Tampa Police Department, made a huge issue because my motorcycle's here, Tampa PD's here, trying to figure out what's going on, causing a huge issue because they forgot that this jurisdictional line right here, this tile line is their line. So from here, point is Tampa PD. So
not an issue.
Right. Thank you so much, Major. I really truly appreciate it. I apologize for that. I apologize for everything going on.
Yeah, our supervisor's coming still, but yeah, he wanted to talk to our supervisor. I don't know how you got called, but
I'll take care of it. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you. Yeah, you're fine. Oh, you're good.
He's still running the tag or talking for no reason. No, I hate people like that. Like, fuck you.
Literally,
You got to search his arrest when he was in his loading truck.
Listen, I get
That's pretty much it on this video, Sancho. They end up releasing.
He's a danger to society.
Oh, he is. He's absolutely. He's a threat.
He asked him. He took that meeting so he could know the extent to which he could take that. He wanted to look like a cop.
Yeah. And like I said, I mean, and I mean, no disrespect to you, but he reminds me of Josh Abrams. Like, he overpowers conversations.
since you had the courage to say that, I was thinking I don't have the courage to say it, but this nigga remind me of Josh.
I said it 1,000 times.
Mm.
He's
It's
a talker.
unsettling.
So
That's unsettling.
Here's one of the times he gets arrested. Joe, this got 3 million views, this video, my guy.
None of his
3.2, yeah,
videos have less than
man.
1 million
Watch
views.
this.
Seriously, bro.
Yeah, and this happened here. He was running a normal thing, what he does, but he was like directing traffic and shit. And this sergeant here, you'll see from here, right where you're at.
Sergeant. I think this is Windermere, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Windermere.
I need a unit up here now so he can take over. What's the license unit? It's on my motorcycle. Sorry, go back to my motorcycle. You have to stand over here. Sorry. I can't because unless you're going to put one of your cruisers here and hold this funeral, I can't do that. Here. Sorry to piss me off. Sorry, I'm not trying to piss you off. Get your license. See what I go. Okay. Get your license. Sorry, where'd you transfer over to Windermere? What happened? I've been looking for years. Oh, that's such a nice thing to say. It is, isn't it? I missed you. I know you did. I know. Hold on. You want me to move my bike tire? Where's your gun? Where's your gun? Ask you on WOR. Yes, sir. I have a valid registration from the state of Florida, Sergeant. I need units back here now with video cameras. Now! What are you saying? Sergeant, my vehicle's not stolen, Sergeant. I can tell you right now, everything's being videotaped on my body cam, Sergeant. Okay, you're so that's not a firearm, Sergeant. Let's go. That's a less lethal, Sergeant. So legally, for the per Florida statute, I'm allowed to carry that, Sergeant. 970. Go ahead and look it up, Sergeant.
Doesn't exist.
The vehicle's not stolen, Sergeant. I have the registration for the vehicle, Sergeant. I have the registration for the vehicle, Sergeant.
970-1974 or some shit.
There is no lieutenant. I'm in. Then get a captain. There is no captain. I'm in. Get somebody
Sancho,
out ranks you, Sergeant.
Nobody
I have the very valid registration,
Okay, Joe, from here on
Sergeant.
out, every
That
time
shows
he
the
says
state of
sergeant,
Florida
take a hit.
gave me the registration and that tag. The tag was stolen off another motorcycle. That motorcycle was stolen. We were given the tag back by Orange County Sheriff's Office, and then that tag was given to us by the Department of Motor Vehicles, Sergeant.
Which is all true, by the way.
But you have handcuffs. Make sure you have your body cameras running. Body cameras are running. Why do you have handcuffs? I'll talk to you, officer. Okay.
That's a good question. Why do you need handcuffs
I have the
for
registration for that vehicle, Sergeant.
ambulance escorts?
So why do you need a pepper ball gun for
Everyone
funeral
on this
escort?
scene with their body cameras rolling. Roger. I didn't even pass on a double yellow. I stayed within inside the double yellow, which is legal for us in the state of Florida, per Florida.
And I think he's got a baton on
I can
too.
hold a statue as well.
He does. He has a declapsable baton.
Yeah.
What are they, blackjacks?
Somebody get with him and explain to him that's less lethal per Florida statute 960. We can have that. He's saying I stole the bike. But it's registered to the company. Don't walk over here. Stay over there. Sergeant, I can prove the registration. Stay over there. Stay against the car. Sergeant, stay over there. We don't walk over here. Sergeant, I can prove the registration. As soon as we prove it. Oh, okay. But you're do that. Let's forward.
Add.
You got handcuffs? Where's the handcuff key? Whenever we're done running the 2829 on the bike and I can verify the registration, we can move forward.
Stop throwing numbers around, Abrams.
Anything in your shoes? Jeremy, where's the handcuff key? I don't have it. It's on my key, but you left on my motorcycle. I just advised you, it's on my motorcycle in the bag. Are we done now, Sergeant, so we can run the tag and get that verified? Because I haven't stole my motorcycle. We're already doing that, Jeremy. Are you? Yes. Oh, okay. So then why are we continuing to push me around and shove me while we're searching me? We've taken the baton and the mace, and officer safety is clear now. Is it not, Sergeant? We're not done. Okay. Relax. Just relax, Jeremy. Oh, I'm relaxed, Sergeant. Airsoft? It's not airsoft. It's less lethal. Under 9970 statute, I can carry mace in any device that delivers it. Pull the statute. I actually have it on the statute. 970. I can carry mace, and I can carry mace in any device that delivers it. Judge has already cleared it in Orange County. Let's take it, Bill.
And for those who don't know, he's saying that because he's a felon and he can't carry a firearm.
That's because the Honda was stolen and we got the tag back from the Orange County Sheriff's Office and then we registered it to that motorcycle. And that motorcycle has that tag. And the Department of Motor Vehicles issued the registration sticker for that tag. Huh? All right, stop that.
Hey, I put one in the private chat for you.
If it's
Oh,
an issue,
Sancho, it's a
figure
great
it out.
one.
But you screaming and yelling isn't going to change that. Well, pulling me out.
It's long though, so for another show.
Shows signal 10, right? Stolen. It's a felony. That's how it's done. Registration, and I have the registration on my phone, but just sit tight. Just sit tight. Okay. Open the window, please, officer. Thank you. I appreciate it. Officer, sir, good. That shit's not stolen. What? I please get a lieutenant. I'm begging you to get a lieutenant. I never resisted you, sir.
Hey, hey, Sancho, can you pause it quick?
Pause it.
Yeah.
Keep driving.
Hey guys, I gotta head out. I just want to say it later to everybody. It's a great panel, man. Thank you, Sancho, for letting me on.
You're welcome.
Thank you, everybody, for the positive feedback. And remember, chat, if you're listening, if you like what you see, it's free. Don't hesitate. Hit that thumb. Make it blue. Makes everybody else's life easier. It helps out. So thank you, guys. If nobody told you they loved you today, you're hanging with the wrong people. Later.
Appreciate you.
Wow. Jim got deep on us.
I was getting ready to say the same thing. I got to take off, Sancho.
Yeah,
Thank you, Cindy.
I'll see you later.
I appreciate you being a good sport.
Oh, always be here when you need. Bye-bye.
Thank you. So we're a minute into this, and then I'm going to wrap up and get everyone's thoughts and wrap up for the night. Let's play the final minute.
Keep driving. Go, man. Go. I'm getting this all on video camera. Go. And I can promise you. Let's go. Keep moving. You guys keep going. Go park down the road somewhere else. Keep going.
That is. What do you guys think about it? Let's start with Matt. Being law enforcement, are you bothered by someone like this impersonating you guys? I think it's more of an angst if I mean, he must be a guy like this must be more higher on your annoyance list than anybody with a camera, correct?
Oh yeah, because so again, he looks like a cop. He's got all the shit on. He's got a duty belt. I mean, he looks like he's a motor. Like if you saw a motorcycle cop, they dress the same exact way. So, and he's acting like an asshole, an absolute jerkwad, and driving around dangerously. Yelling at people and doing all this crap. And there are some people who are smart enough to figure out because you'll hear him when he's talking to these people, hey, are you a cop or are you law enforcement? Because they know something's not right. So, but those who don't
You're
know,
right.
or
You're right. Some
it just
people are
makes
smart. Some people saw it. You're right.
it makes again if they don't know any better, it makes them makes us look bad because if you look in the chat, there's people like, oh, another rogue cop, blah blah blah, whatever, and so like that makes us look bad, and then and he's a danger. I mean, he's committed felonies. He's driving around like a maniac, doing all this stuff, and he, God bless. Yeah, he's definitely. If I ever got somebody like this, I would snatch him up in a heartbeat.
That's why I kind of wanted to prank you, Joe, and not just you, but a lot of the people in chat. They automatically thought it was a piece of shit cop, and here we are treating all officers like the way this guy treats people, which you and I both know is unfair.
Yes, to the point of how much it hurts the cops. What really what can you do about that shit? Is he a nuisance? Should he be locked up? Or is it okay what he's doing? And then the attitude is what really bothered me. But the legality of it, what about that? If he wasn't acting crazy, the legality of it, or can you get that close? Is that okay? So looking like police, what about that shit? Without him being an asshole.
I mean, it really depends on the state law what they consider impersonating a police officer. Now, if the statute is very specific and says like it has to be X, things, then you have a lot less room versus if it just said, if it was very broad and you could articulate before a court of law why this guy is impersonating a police officer by the way he looks and everything, instead of having to meet specific
That
requirements.
impersonation seems like a high bar. Saying impersonation, uh, it seems like he can get away with so much. What scares me most about that dude is his temper, and what makes a crazy dude like that choose to look like a cop. That shit together, it's scary as fuck. It's scary. It's like you hear about the guy who was just a simple permit dude who gives tickets in the neighborhood, just abusing the fuck out of his authority. It reminds me of.
I think the other education aspect, Joe, correct me if I'm wrong, but auditors and cop watchers think they're the vein of existence to the police and they're the number one enemy. I think police impersonators are that number one enemy, and I think you as an auditor or a cop watcher should have that same despisement for somebody who's abusing what they don't even have. You're going after officers who are abusing what they have. Imagine somebody abusing what they don't even have, and it seems like the pro cop, and I don't want to say anti cop, but they both kind of meet in the middle on this when they agree that this guy's a threat and a problem, and he's the number one. He's a number one threat to someone like the police because he's impersonating the police.
I was thinking he's kind of a threat to the auditing community too, because of what was coming out of his mouth. He was using our arguments. I'm on good land. You stay over there. Go back in. He sounded like one of mine.
Yeah,
So, do you know anything about his next court case or anything like that?
I'm not. I don't know what's going on with him. I'm not as in detailed as I forgot who was on the panel, but I'm not
James.
as deep. James, yeah, I don't know as much about him. I just watch the real world police videos whenever they come out about him. But I thought he was still in jail, though. I think I don't know. He may not be right now, but I thought he was still in jail. So
He doesn't have any money, so he's trying to get bail money sorted, but I don't think the mum didn't pop up.
I emailed these people, but look at the extensiveness, Joe, of JeremyDeWittCase.com. From the first arrest to the girl, the transcripts, the interview with the girl, the habitual felony offender, the brothers, the virus, the ambulance, the virus 2, deadly. I mean, hit and run, traffic stop. I mean, we're starting from. Look at the
Doesn't that make it
extensiveness.
more scary that he wants to look that much like a cop and act that much like a cop, but he doesn't want to behave or do anything moral? I don't want to be passing judgment on him. It's scary. Some strange scary about that. I don't even know what it is. I can't put my finger on it.
It's
the furthest thing from a cop.
And the scary thing about it is some of these frauditors are starting to do the same thing.
Well, what pisses me off is I worked hard to get the job that I have. A lot of people think, just any person who's uneducated or whatever can go out and be a cop. Today, especially with all the scrutiny, you have to jump through a lot of hoops. I mean, the hiring process took me 6 months. I mean, it took a long time because you got to get a polygraph, you got to go do a physical, you got to take entrance exams, you got to do all this kind of stuff.
Are you in a city, suburb? What type of cats you run into on your daily policing?
See, I'm a city officer. I'm not going to say which city I'm in, but
I
I'm
don't
a
want
city
you to
police
say
officer.
what city. Meaning you run into all races.
Oh well, yeah. The community that I serve is pretty diverse. So now it's a more affluent community, but it's still a pretty diverse community, though.
All right. I was wondering how much contact you didn't have with just straight inner city motherfuckers, man. I don't know, different.
I mean, all kind. Let's say because the county is not far from the county I'm in is not very far from a very big city. So we get, we'll have inner city people come up. I mean, so
check this
all
out,
kinds of
guys.
people.
From a cardiologist appointment, I got stopped
He's
by
just
police,
chilling.
or what I believe now being a police motorcycle vehicle.
Stop the vehicle.
I got redirected several times, and that I believe policemen at that time started to be very erratic, hitting me, the car, and yelling at me, and I tried to flee at some point the situation.
Okay, he never touched you.
No, he never touched me. I'm sorry. He hit the car, which.
All right, so we know that the Winter Park Police Department came and made contact with you.
Look at this, Joe.
Yes. Okay. And at some point, because you were nervous and not knowing what was going on, you did not speak to them other than to give them your information, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And so they ultimately arrested you.
Yes.
Is that correct? Okay. And ultimately, those charges went to the state attorney and were dismissed.
Yes.
And since then, your record has been expunged of that arrest.
Holy shit! This guy's gonna get somebody. I mean, I don't know, Joe. This guy's got a giant following too. I was surprised at the amount of cult following this guy has.
Yeah, but it's not on his channel. It's on somebody else's channel.
What? Yeah, he doesn't have a YouTube channel.
He doesn't have a channel.
Yeah, it's just all the people that do research on him.
I got you. I'm glad y'all clarified that because I was thinking he had a massive channel.
No. Thank God.
But he's got a massive following, which is the crazy part.
Yeah, but most of the people that are following him are most of the people who are following him think he's crazy, and they just watch kind of like we do for entertainment, because it is a little bit entertaining. So,
all right.
All right. Does anyone have anything else on their mind tonight that they want to talk about or plug before we head to bed?
No, I do. No, I do not want to blow up your head anymore, Sancho. But another show well done.
Do you have anything in the blender right now, Joe?
Do I have anything to put in the blender?
Do you have anything in the blender that's going to go up on the YouTube in a couple days or no?
Yes, I absolutely do. In fact, I was going to post it today. Yes, and that's why girl texts me right now. I was going to post it today. I'll probably post it tomorrow. Usually I have it downloaded so wherever I'm at, I can just post it. But I didn't do that before I went painting today.
Are you able to try to flip the switch on your next approach? And we can
I'm
say
always open.
We could say
I'm
be fake
always
as
open.
like we can start at we can start at first base and be fake as fuck. Let's just say be fake as fuck and be the nicest motherfucker you will ever meet. I need Joe Nice to do an audit or a cop watch.
I am the nicest cat on the planet. In fact, all the police who know me, that's the first thing. But he's so nice. But you're so nice. I'm usually the nice guy. You only see the fucking violent shit.
Hey,
but when
Sancho.
they escalate, you love them.
I lose it.
That's
and
what
I
Joe
want to
Nice
punish
needs.
him. Yeah.
Joe Nice needs a lot. Joe Nice, if hugging wasn't illegal, would do it 24/7. That's what I need out of Joe Nice.
And why don't I fucking post the vid and give you a link to show you what by far the normal interaction is like? It's so pleasant. I don't know if I told you I had one today with the sheriffs. Did I tell you about it? When they left, they was like, "Hey, how you doing? Ain't seen you in a while, man. Where your boys? Yeah, up north. All right, be easy, Joe." Blah. That's the norm.
Right, but the triggering is what I'm attacking right now.
Okay.
The triggering. You being triggered
You want
by...
me to stop being triggered is what you're saying.
I want you to stop telling other males to have oral sex with you. That's a start.
It's the instinct the one I put up tomorrow. It's the chick, and I'm saying that too.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a little bit better.
It's better.
It's a little better than blow me with a grown man looking at you like, what the fuck? Why do you want me to blow you?
Hey, Sancho.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you saw. I believe Josh is in the chat, and he's upset about something. So,
I don't think that's really him.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But
that still makes it funny, though, right? Maybe
I don't think that's really him. So.
Look, they got his icon and all that shit. And you niggas is smart. Yeah, I must have been reading it. How can you tell that wasn't him?
I think it's stretched. It looks stretched out a little bit.
Some
it's hard for me to tell, but
I never do.
Yeah, the photo looks stretched out. I don't think it's him. He's also live on. He's also live right now, so I don't think it's him.
Oh yeah.
So. Yeah, that'd be it's possible. Josh is a knucklehead. It's totally possible.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame him for something. I know that's not him. So, all right. So tomorrow night we got a big debate, Joe Cole. I don't know if you heard about the rumblings going on, but 10 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night, it's the big Poster 7 debate, the ultimate Poster 7 debate between Rogue Nation versus NJ Diver.
NJ, yes, I'll be there. Fuck yes,
that is going to be a big. It's going to be a fucking slobber knocker. Slobber knocker.
Slaughterfest.
I almost said that. Slobberfest. Slobber knocker.
I gotta set time aside. I chose that lineup, right? That's Roy versus Chavez or something. Shit.
They each have to bring someone on with them to kind of and then both of those people are going to debate. That's dope. Yeah, both of those people are going to debate as well. So
do we know the cats that bring it with them?
It's a mystery. They're
all
both
right,
not.
They're both. I'm patient as fuck. I'm good.
But you're gonna have the chance to vote from jump on who you think's gonna win this debate between Rogue and NJ. So
I hate to be that dude, but I can choose now.
It's gonna listen. There was a big Discord like blow up between Poster 7, and I jumped in. I just woke up and I'm seeing all this Poster 7 shit, right? So I'm trying to change the subject, and some people got mad at me. They said, "What the fuck you doing, Sancho? You just walked in on a heated debate." I'm like, "This is. Can we save it for the air?" Like I'm the kind of type like pause there. Let's get your feelings out live for the world to see. Um, and I did that. I derailed it, and then I got them to agree to a debate.
So this should be good.
Not bad. Friday night we have the Real Ladies Night, not the Walmart brand that you saw elsewhere. Not the bootleg version, not the not the 2000 like the bootleg like movies you get when you're in the back of a camcorder filming a movie and then selling them on the streets of Brooklyn. I got a couple of those movies. It's not one of those, but this is like the legitimate ladies' night. We're gonna have a packed panel Friday night. We have a great guest. This guest is going to talk about bastardizing the police and why the police are bastardizing and why she feels like they're bastards and what term of it, the noun or the adjective. So it's going to blow your mind Friday night, Joe.
Hey,
I'll have
if
to
we
tune
got
into
a
that
couple
one as
more
well.
seconds, can I ask my man, Matt, how do we bring together, like right now more than ever, you might agree that the people and the police, there's a bigger gap than there's ever been. How do we bridge that gap in your opinion?
So my whole thing is
You're here.
it's all about to me, and I try to go into this mindset every day whenever I'm going to work, is I try to treat everybody with respect, treat everybody the way they want to be treated. And as far as people that don't understand my job and why I do the things I do, I want to try to help them understand, because a lot of people they'll ask stuff like, why can't police just shoot people in the leg or whatever, and I'll explain to them a certain thing, and then they'll be like, oh, okay. So a lot of it comes, because law enforcement, sometimes we keep stuff guarded a little bit because we don't know what people to know what we're doing, but at the same time, there's some stuff that I think the public should know. That way they can understand maybe why an officer may be taking a certain action in certain circumstances. So it's all about, like you said, treating people with respect, and talking to people, and then also just like having dialogue with other people as well too, I think.
I agree with 2 out of 3, and I think they're big. The respect is huge, and the dialogue. I'd stop there. When you're telling me, you're explaining to people why this is okay, I think what's ever coming out of your mouth, I have to assume that it's wrong, and it's poisoning them, and it's conditioning them to accept bullshit and mist that takes away their rights and their abilities. Any of that cops explaining, like for instance, a cop shouldn't be able to shoot a guy who's reaching for his phone, but there'll be a legal reason that he can get away with it, and you're explaining that reason to them, and that's not okay. Just because cops and whoever says it was okay to do that, it doesn't make it so. And just because you explained that reason to me, it won't change that you just murdered that guy for reaching for a comb. I don't care that his policy says code 37. He was murdered for a comb.
Yeah, the bottom line is, Joe. Okay, and I'm going to say this because I think it needs to be saying, and it hasn't been said. You are one of the people who are on the opposite side of what a police officer actually does. So you see that you've already got you've got perceived bias from where you've been. Okay.
We all do.
So yeah. No, I'm just saying.
Okay.
So you haven't been in their shoes. They haven't been in your shoes. Okay. But the bottom line is that if you haven't been in their shoes, you can't taint them all with the same brush. Okay.
This is why I talk to y'all.
And just hang on. But there are a lot of cops that go around and They haven't been in your shoes, but they know that there's a lot of, you might be a felon, but it doesn't mean you're a bad person. And a lot of cops do understand that. Okay, but they don't treat every person they see doing a crime the same way. There's a thing called discretion, and officers use discretion. Now, if you treat them with respect and they treat you with respect, they can use their discretion. You treat them like an arsehole, they can use their discretion. It is given to them under the powers, and they are allowed to use it. And that's something that you need to understand. There is a thing
No, I
called
will
discretion.
never understand that. No, again, you're just trying to explain to me
No,
that it's
I'm
okay for
not
hold
explaining
on,
you
hold on, hold
anything.
on.
I'm telling you. I'm not
Okay,
explaining
you're
anything.
telling me. You're
I'm telling
telling
you.
me
I
that
am
it's
telling you there is a thing
okay.
called discretion. Like
All
every
right, let me say this though. I think that what you're saying is what I just said. You're telling me that allowed them to do it because it's allowed through legal this, that, and the other. I'm saying it's immoral, and whatever freaking reason they told you doesn't fly at all. So I
No,
want to
it
be
doesn't
on
fly
that
with
point.
you. It doesn't fly with you. It's only with you because you will not give them the respect you already have.
I
And as
always
we have
give
seen,
them
as we saw
respect.
the other
I'll
day,
give you the
as we
links as
saw
well.
the
I
other day,
always give them
hang
respect.
on.
Always.
As we saw the other day in that video where you went up to the cop where that guy was at the pub where you were at the pub. Okay, you went up deliberately and you started argument. You were combative from the start.
Never done that in my life, so I don't even
You
have
were
to
combative
picture
from
what
the
video
start.
that
You were
was.
combative and from the start. And why should the
I
cop?
don't think that was him, Morgan.
Pardon?
I don't
I've
think that
never
was
come
him.
off combative.
The one where he gave the cop attitude at the bar, where he was filming
Exactly.
his
But you
own
mean the
video, his own
what? You
video.
mean the one where I was filming quietly, and the cop
You were
says,
not
"What are
film.
you doing?"
You went up.
And I
You went up,
say,
and you got defensive and you got combative. He had every right to
"Wait,
ask you why you were filming because
wait.
you.
First you said I went over there and, to attack him. Now you saying I got defensive, meaning he
Sorry,
said something to me
hang on.
first.
Sorry, my phone.
I think she took a call. Right when we get to the 1:30 mark, she usually gets really busy because she's in Australia, which is a different time zone. She's in a different
Yes. I think this is just going to
country.
be a point of contention. And I'll give you my point of view while she's on the
Yeah.
phone. You saw the vid. I went up, filmed, and was willing to remain quiet. Whatever. He said, "What are you doing?" I thought he was being aggressive. Maybe my jaded point of view. I said, "Film me." Why? Now, yes. After that, mind your business. If your shit's so important, you're fucking with me for a reason. And I don't know what I said. Why? Because it's freedom, man. I'm allowed to do it. Now leave me alone.
She said pub, and I was like, I don't think that's true. I don't think Joe
That's
goes
the
near
first
pubs.
Well, that's their word for bar. I mean that
Right.
Brits,
My mistake,
Australians will
Morgan.
say pub instead of bar. So
Sorry. That was sorry. I'm working while I'm doing this as well.
I
Yeah. So
gave my idea why I wasn't aggressive, so it's probably fair that you give your version of why you thought I was.
well, he asked you why you were filming, and it wasn't so. It was because you walked up on him. You could have just sat down and filmed, and we went through this last time. Could have just sat down and filmed, but you had to engage him, and that's when you went off. And that's when you went off. And that's when you went off.
Didn't he engage me?
And that shows to me that you've already made your mind up.
What if you're wrong and it turns out he engaged me first? Then
I
you
know
have
what
to
he said.
rethink
I
your
know what he
theory,
said,
right?
but you went looking. You then went looking for a fight.
No, you just said I engaged him. Well, let's get that one clear
Because
first.
you
You
walked
agreed
up
that
on
I
him.
did not engage him now, right?
But you walked up on him to the point where he said, "Why are you filming?" You got that close, and you didn't have to get that close, and you know it.
All right, so he engaged me. First of all, let's be clear.
Well,
And
hang
then
on.
he
You walked
asked,
up. By you walking up the way you did, to him.
What is the way? Did I swig or did I swag? Be
It
specific.
doesn't.
The way.
You walk past to the point where you were basically in the way, almost to the point where you were in the way. That's why you asked what you were doing.
You mislead them. I'm sure they
I am
saw
not
the
misleading you.
video.
Watch it. You walk past it. You've got the guy going, go and get him, and you went and got him, and that's exactly what you
now
did.
you keep changing it. You said I got in the way. Now
You got
said
in.
I
You
was
got
egged
up in
on.
his face. You walked
What
straight
is
up
the
to him.
issue?
I'm not going to argue with you about it. It's on film, as you like to say. It's on film. You walked past. You deliberately walked up to him so you would get a reaction, and you knew it.
You sound like one of those cops that I'd be like, "What law did I break?" You're out
I'm
here
not saying
filming.
that. I'm saying
Hey,
you walked
stop!
up.
You
You walked
interrupted
up
me. I let you
deliberately. You
talk.
walked up deliberately to
I
get a
let you
reaction, and
talk.
you got it. And that's when,
All
and
right.
that
I
gave you
know.
the
Okay, but it
go
was
up.
my turn to talk. You talked already.
One at a time.
Yes, you sound like one of those cops out there that be saying, what are you doing out here? What law did I break, officer? Well, you're filming. It's dark. It's at night. It seems fuzzy. It looks weird. What law did I break? It seemed like you have a million reasons, but you're not really telling me.
No, you're going around in circles. Did
All
you
right.
or did you not deliberately go up to that cop to get a reaction?
I've never done such a
Did
thing
you or
ever,
did
and
you
I
not
would not.
deliberately go up
It's
to that cop
against.
to get a reaction?
My answer
Did
is,
you or did you not deliberately go up to that cop to get a reaction?
you don't really want an answer, do you?
No, because you could have sat
My
down. You could have sat
answer
down
is,
because you could have sat down on that bench at the pub and filmed quietly, and you couldn't do that. You just couldn't do it. You
I'll
had to
answer
go
your
up.
question and
You had
then
to
you
go
answer
up.
mine.
You had to go
I'll
up.
answer your question and then you answer mine. Did I deliberately go after that cop? No. It is against my whole creed. Watch my vid. And if you think that I did it that time, find another time. And then you'll tell yourself, maybe I was wrong, because that's something he would never do. You'd have to
Well, let's
reconsider,
see. There was
because I got over 100 bids.
let's see.
I've never done it before.
There was one where there was one you got arrested, I think, where you got too close and the cop told you to move back.
Don't say too close. You
That
said looking for trouble.
was
Is
where
what
you were
you
arguing
said.
about the light post or
Are we
something
gonna
ridiculous
argue
like
about
that.
too close or looking for
Yeah,
trouble? You said
yeah.
looking for
That
trouble.
was looking for trouble. You walked straight up because you wanted a reaction. There's plenty of them, Joe. There's
Ray
plenty
gets
of them.
closer than me.
You
And
You
he's the greatest at this shit.
Hold
walked up
on.
to those
Hold on.
cars.
Time out. Do you, Morgie, want to host a audit breakdown with Joe Cool and we break down one of Joe's videos?
I'm down.
I'll do it.
That way we can kind of I'll produce it, pause, go over where there's an issue and why, and it'll just be the two of you. Because right now Matt wants to arrest the both of you right now, to be completely honest. Like, he's gonna put charges on the both of you and just worry about it in the fucking morning, right, Matt?
Yeah, it's a bit late.
But no, let's kind of talk. Joe, do you still have an email, or you just don't respond back anymore? No love, no loss, or what's going on with you?
I'm just dumb. This is a new phone. I could be so dumb at something I didn't do right. On my backup phone, it has emails when I cut it on. I miss a lot of emails. I think I'm doing something wrong. I think, but if something get through, I don't know what the fuck to tell you.
Have you been following our efforts to find the dildo thief?
No, and I would not. It doesn't sound like something I'd be interested in.
Have you seen this man, Joe?
Yeah, it's in Josh Abrams' stolen car.
Oh my gosh!
It's a 45-pound dildo, $2,000. He's still at large in Las Vegas.
Oh wow, I see it now.
All right. So I gotta figure out a way to coordinate this with you two. On we can do tomorrow night's show as a debate. Friday night, if you guys want to do it.
Yeah, I can't do it for another week.
All right, so we'll have to.
Oh, fuck. I forgot my chick just texted me, damn it, like 10 minutes ago. I got to go,
Well,
too, man.
Take it easy, Joe. We'll schedule this. Email me when you can email again.
Okay, gotcha, man. Email me, too, because I might not have your info.
Or you could text Liberty Bird for my cell if that's easier.
All right. Gotcha.
All right. All right, there you go. That'll be easy because he doesn't work emails. He's been going through phones, so I didn't hold it against him because I haven't heard from him with his emails. All right, guys, that was a fun episode. I want to thank everybody in the chat for hanging in there. Thank the panel members. Thank everyone for subscribing. The race to 800 subs is on. Thank you, Morgie. Thank you, Matt, for hanging in there. And tomorrow night, the great debate, 10 p.m. Eastern, Rogue Nation versus NJ Diver, the ultimate Poster 7 debate.